Spring someday.
79th, lunchtime.
We found a strange house. Owners haven't been seen in a while. We suspect they are actually elves and have infiltrated the town. So we sat in the house for several hours, twiddling our thumbs. Night came, so did an elf. Our carefully laid and skillfully executed ambush chased the elf out of the town, through the wall, to the river's edge, where we proceeded to knock the elf unconscious. Unfortunately, the elf expired before we could interrogate it. It turns out that we should probably use softer rescue methods when rescuing drowning elves than normal people. They appear to be a little squishier than us. But in the end, we were successful. We found an elf, took care of the elf, and now there's one less elf in the city. On a personal note, I do believe that the church is continuing to fund these subversive elves.
It's a conspiracy.
And then after, we went to the pub.
Right. That's pretty much how the gnome handles cobbler.
Mm-hmm.
All
Truly
right.
inaccurate and in not any way revised synopsis. Holy crap, that kid's down.
So, did we already retire for the night?
It's lunchtime.
Next day?
It is the 79th, which is Saturday. It is the day after your nighttime ambush.
Ah, yes. Do you think if there's any other elves that they would come back to that same house, assuming what happened to, the other one?
I mean, they don't know what happened to the other one. I think we should stake out the house again. But this time, carefully.
It sounds like a good idea to me.
That's the only idea I have.
Well, there's
Last
also
session, pretty
the
much.
halfling outskirts too that we haven't explored or asked about people. Information.
That's true.
They would more than likely be more sympathetic to outcasts wanting to assimilate into the city.
Do you know this from experience? Interacting with subversive halfling groups?
No, but I suspect so, because having people on the end can get you stuff from the out. It's just an assumption. haven't seen halflings often in town. It's pretty rare. They're usually shooed away soon after.
I mean, you would know halflings are, they're allowed to like down the main thoroughfares. They go to market and they can do whatever business they have in town. If they're seen skulking around in like the back end of some residential area, that's going to be a problem. But the main roads, they're fine during the day. Not so much at night.
Yeah. Well, then again, everything is really welcome at night, except the night and walk. Especially if you don't have a torch.
Yeah, not being like not announcing yourself at night, not being like clearly visible is a. So yeah, what are you guys doing? You've started drinking fairly early.
I mean, I'm not drinking booze.
Yeah,
It's too
me
early.
neither.
What would Mother say?
All right. Well, there's not a lot going on at the pub today. Um, it's all very very quiet. You've got Burt Baker up there again, drunk as a lord, just basically uh, already kind of slurring his speech and but like between drinks being served to him, he's basically just napping on the bench, just like there's not a lot else going on over here. Um, Trying to find this lady's name. I can't remember her name. The barmaid. I don't know if you guys asked her name. She's uh, been around a couple of times. There's not a lot of people here this time of day today for some reason. So she's been around to your table about 15 times, hoping you guys would actually order something that costs money, so she could, not be poor. You can probably sense a little bit of desperation at this point as she asks you all to order something, please.
Do you guys got anything for like lunchtime food? What do you got?
We got a pot full of stew. We got bacon and bread.
I'll take
Yeah,
some
some eggs.
stew.
All right. So she goes and gets you some stew.
Yeah, so I was kind of half thinking about going to the Halfling district and asking those kind of questions, but kind of going a bit closer. Honestly, I know there's like language that thieves use, like lingo and such. I only have an inkling of an idea of that kind of stuff, and it'll be kind of difficult to just ask out of the blue the questions I want to ask. So I suppose the staking out the house again would be a good call.
Excuse me, sir and/or madam. Do you know how to speak thieves' cant? Yeah, that
No.
that wouldn't go over well.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll stake out the house again.
If there's only some way to
Sounds like fun.
discreetly say something while saying something else, to not arouse suspicion.
If only there was a way to speak in both memes and jive.
So how's the stew?
It's okay. Um, it's actually like 6.5, 7 out of 10. Really, it might be better than that, but you've eaten here many times, so it's a little stale to you.
There's no cardboard shavings, right? I've never actually paid attention. I've just thought about it out of nowhere.
Cardboard shaving?
Not cardboard, sawdust shavings.
Not that you've noticed.
Good
Wow,
enough
these
for me.
people are really advanced.
You will maybe notice that there's the carpenter's not really on this side of town. So you guys just sit there and nurse some stew and waters and
I think I'm just gonna
this
eat my
lady
meal and
miserable for
wait
6.
for. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the training of mine for the longbow, since we're
All
not
right.
planning on doing anything else.
All right, so you guys break off for the day, and Dakota goes to do some training with everybody else.
I'd like to see if I can't buy some flasks of lamp oil.
All right. Well, I mean, it's not exactly a market day, but that's the kind of sort of sundry that you can just go to a shop for. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll on that. I think it's pretty much a guarantee you're gonna get it, but yeah, I think that's a success. I'd have to go double check, but I'm gonna go with a yes.
Okay, cool. That's really all I wanted to do.
All right. Well, yeah, you go and you get some lamp oil. The shopkeeper is concerned, but is willing to take your money.
Right as Reverend's leaving, like at like the last possible moment, he just starts cackling, like right before the door closes on the shop.
Mm, noted. All right. Do the rest of you just sort of let the day?
I'm gonna spend my day woodsmaning like a woodsman in the woods.
All right. You just whistle your way on out of town and
As
go to work.
casually as possible.
Go to work trying to do something productive. You pick out a nice little tree. You hack it down. You throw out some firewood for all your neighbors up in Skeen, and you get a little bit of running money for your trouble.
Excellent.
All right. That puts you all the way out of town, though. What's everybody else doing? King, what are you doing? Sorry, Torment.
I'm probably at work.
I mean, it's the middle of the day, so you don't.
Well, then I'm sitting at the bar, having a drink.
All right. Well, the barmaid is happy to have somebody drinking. All right. I think that's probably your day, pretty much. It sounds like nobody has any constructive plans.
Not until nighttime.
Okay. Well, I would say by this point, night probably. You guys didn't seem to make a coherent plan for meeting back up, so yeah, it's about dusk. Anybody got something there?
I'll go ahead and try and be looking like I'm guarding the shop.
The shop.
That the torments, the
Yeah, yeah.
tailors. Yeah, I'm
You
just
know.
waiting for the others to show up.
Okay.
Yep. I'm just gonna get back to town, to that house.
All right. Is everyone heading in that direction?
Yeah, Robert's going to go and do an alarm ritual on the house.
Okay. Well, Robert, I think you can probably make it at about the same time that Agatha does. Let's see. Torment has work now, so he's going to be nearby, but not on hand. Wilfred has a bit of a walk, so he's probably not there while you're over there casting the alarm ritual. So you probably have a high enough perception to notice that there is a woman walking down the street. She is carrying a like a basket, and it looks like it has some like fruits and vegetables in it. She's like walking down the middle of the road, but she seems to have noticed the gnome standing at this front door. She
Do we,
just sort of stares at the strange gnome and walks past you down the street.
the gnome just stares right back. Just a total Bert stare.
Okay. Yep. She walks west and out of sight.
She didn't pass through me and say, "Hey, that was weird," whatever that is. You might want to check.
No, she probably didn't notice you in the alley. She had her eyes fixed on the gnome the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Wilfred. So you make your way up towards the house, and this has been maybe I don't know, an hour or so um, after these guys like got there. Now I'm trying to think which way you came up from the north. Yeah, so you walk past Sir Wolfland's house and you round the corner and you head back up to the house where these guys are. They seem to be in position already.
All right.
All right. So yeah, you guys get into position, and Under, you said you cast a spell on the house alarm.
Yeah, I can actually cast it from inside the house, so I'll just do that.
Okay. All right. So you make your way in there and you cast alarm, and yeah. So you sit there all evening, and the house explodes, and you all die. No, everything's fine. It's very quiet, and the night passes by uneventfully.
Okay.
Yep. It is the morning of Sunday or Solstice, the 80th of spring. You have until Wednesday before the Duke of Glint arrives with his family.
All right.
All right. Asleep now.
So you guys go home and go to bed?
That's what Agatha's planning, unless someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if ain't nobody meeting up or anybody got no plans, then Roman's got work to do.
I'm gonna hang out in the house all day.
All right. You're going to hang out at the house all day. All right. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to. Let me look at the map here. All right. So, Torment, you worked just south of the house. Agatha, you live east of the house. Wilfred, you're going to stay in the house. All right. So, what are you going to do, Rupert?
I don't know. I'll probably just continue my training in investigation.
All right. All right. That seems reasonable. Why don't you roll a d8 for me? Because I don't know where you're getting your training in investigation, and we're just going to figure out which way that is. Okay. So you wander west down the road, um, towards, I don't know where the fuck you're getting training in investigation on that end of town near the castle, and you make it a little way past the house around the corner, and you see there's this basket laying in the ditch near where the house was, just around the corner from where you guys saw that girl.
Okay.
There's some muddy fruits and vegetables, and there's a couple of pigs munching on them, chewing on the basket.
All right. I guess I'll walk over there and see if there's anything odd about this basket.
Okay, make an investigation check. Okay, this is a perfectly normal, although pretty chewed up, uh, like wicker basket, and there are still bits of fruit and vegetables strewn about, which also seem entirely normal, other than the large portions which have been consumed by pigs.
Okay. Are there any non-pig footprints nearby?
Um, I mean, this is a reasonably high traffic area. You don't see any human footprints in the ditch, um, or I should say, any humanoid, any non-pig footprints in the ditch where there's like mud and kind of slime here. But I mean, there's a bunch of footprints in the street.
Okay, so no readily available way to identify it. Whose a basket this is?
I mean, with your investigation check, you can be reasonably certain that this is the same basket you saw that girl carrying yesterday.
Did I recognize the girl at all? Have I seen her around town before?
No.
Are there any guards nearby?
I mean, there's guards around. You could probably find one pretty cool. There's no guards watching this happen.
Right. I want to go find a guard.
Okay, well that takes you about 45 seconds.
Yeah, and I like to tell the guard. I like to give the guard the description of the girl and say, yeah. And then her basket was just discarded in the ditch in the middle of the day, and now the pigs are eating it. Something may have happened to her.
So
Seems
he
like
just
something
looks at you
in your guys' department.
and he blinks. Like he blinks and he rubs his eyes. Says, "Are you speaking to me?"
No, and I go and I find a different guard.
Okay. Yeah, well that takes you about another minute and 45 seconds.
I give him the same spiel, description of the girl, and say, looks like something might have happened to her because she dropped her fruit basket for no reason.
Alright, make a persuasion roll. Alright, you're gonna hear him yell. He's gonna say, "Hey Lloyd! I found one of these little fuckers. You want one of their hats?" He's
Oh,
gonna say, "Hey, give me that hat."
No.
He's gonna frown at you. He's gonna yell, "Hey Lloyd, we got a feisty one." Then that other guard is gonna walk over. They're both just gonna kind of stand there. One of them's gonna take like the blunt end of his spear, and he's gonna just kind of like tap you with it, and be like, "Do something."
Do something funny? All right, I can do funny. I pull out the flaming short sword and a flask of lamp oil.
Oh God.
Okay.
I said, you guys want to see a magic trick? It's really cool.
You hear one of them say "okay," but you can definitely hear concern on both of their voices.
And when they say okay, I'm like, great. And the short sword lights up.
Yeah, they both go like wide-eyed. The guy's like, "Hey Lloyd, swords don't do that, right, Lloyd?" And yeah, they both look like they're freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, cool, huh? And then I like turn it off.
They're just like dumbstruck. As a matter of fact,
And then I'm just gonna like sheath it, walk away.
okay. You hear them murmuring to each other, but yeah, I don't know, man. They they seem like they might have been they may have not been sober on duty.
Yeah.
Okay. You walk past another guard, like going back towards that house.
Nah, the guards are
He seems-
dicks.
He seems to be shooing pigs away from that basket. Okay. All right. Is anyone else doing anything this morning? Everyone else is sleeping.
Well, I'm gonna go find my gnome.
Okay. You go out in search of the gnome. I presume you find the gnome. By now, it's probably about 11 o'clock.
The gnome's pretty conspicuous.
All right. So what are we doing now, people? We have to do something. You can't just sit down all day long. What are we doing? Go beat something up. Hurt something. Crush, kill. Maybe slap. I have my throwing gnome, so I'm down.
Yeah, he probably finds like Revert like at the places getting the investigation training.
Yeah.
Hey, can Reaver cast the fly spell?
No.
Is it possible for him to learn the fly spell?
In like 3 levels.
Alright, never mind. But I need you to pick up that spell, though. Because we're going to have death from above. Yeah.
Okay.
I am going to use you to rain meteors down on people. So I got a question. If I cast a jump spell on me, which triples my jump straight up in the air, throw him at somebody. If he pulls out daggers and starts throwing them, will they reach the target before he?
That's goofy.
I mean, really? I mean,
That's just is not how initiative works. So we're just gonna ignore that bit of physics. Yeah. So I guess Torment hangs out with you while you get your investigation training.
Cool.
All right. So a couple hours pass by. Agatha, you get a knock at your door. This is maybe 3 in the afternoon.
I'll go and answer it. Who is it?
So it's gonna be the bailiff, and he's gonna say, "Afternoon, miss.
Sir?
I got a little issue. A couple of the boys seem to be high as a kite on duty. So I was wondering if you could fill in for them."
Yeah, sure.
That's great. Yeah, they were rattling off some nonsense about some gnome and a missing woman or something. I don't know. There's a great big fireball and a sword and something about the Lizard King or something. I don't know. They were off their rocker. So just
Yeah, that's real interesting. What section were they guarding?
oh, they're up on the north end of town.
Alrighty. I'll get my things and head there immediately.
Uh,
And I'll get my things and do just that. looking for a gnome while doing, guard stuff.
Well, yeah, you head over to north end of town. Up at the North Gatehouse, they direct you down to where those guys were supposed to be. It's really only a few houses down from the house you were staking out. It's actually just north of the alley where Ned had his unfortunate accident.
Oof.
Yeah. But yeah, on your way over there, you do spot another guard who waves you over.
Is this a wave like acknowledging my presence, or a wave as in come here, I need to talk?
It was the latter.
Okay, well, I'll head on over there. What's up?
Oh, hey, Agatha, right?
Agatha. Yeah.
Yeah. So these fools up here, they were I don't know, they were definitely I, honestly I think it was mushrooms if I had to guess, but so they've gone home. They found uh what's his name? Found a like this wicker basket, right? And I don't know. They seem to think it was important. Uh, it just looks like trash to me. Uh, and he's gonna like scratch his head a bit. They were going on about this like gnomish ne'er do well who was going around kidnapping people, and he had a flaming sword, and he was some kind of he's a lizard man in disguise or something, and I don't know, but it, I'd really rather not have to like deal with this. So if you could just look around, that would be great.
Sure, I'll look around. Where's the basket now?
I mean, pigs chewed it to shit, so I mean, I picked it up, I chucked it up. He's just gonna point you down the alley where there's a bunch of other garbage just sitting in a pile. Figured they'd haul it off with the rest of the trash when the man comes around to clean all the privies out.
That's a crazy story about a gnome.
Oh, little bastards are tricky sometimes. They probably sold them this stuff.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and investigate this and humor it for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Just look if he's dealing, could you just toss him out? The little bastards are chatty sometimes, so you know don't let them confuse you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's gonna walk off back to his post about 30 feet away.
Uh-huh. I don't suppose there's any gnome tracks left, is there?
Um, probably not.
Would you let me
I
roll
don't.
anyway?
Yeah, sure. You can roll. Yeah, you find a couple up where the guard pointed out the basket was sitting. There's also a lot of pig tracks over here. Uh, but you don't you can only really see anything clearly because it's in the muddy ditch on the side of the road. Otherwise, you can only kind of tell that they walked out of the ditch and went west.
Oh, wait, actually, hello. Has Reverend ever told me about his training for investigation?
I don't know, Robert. Have you told him anything about your investigation training?
Probably. Probably scared him with yeah, I'm taking investigation training. Like we're all drunk at the bar. I might join the guards just like you. I'll just tell them, that I want to be like you.
Oh god, I'm gonna head on over there, see if I can find him.
Sure. Yeah, it's like a 10-minute walk. You get over there, you see, you probably see Torment first. He's it's pretty easy to spot. And yeah.
That's racist.
Yeah, I'll ask him where's Revert, assuming he's here for the same reason to see Revert.
He's over there. He's training some kind of something. I don't know. But he's over there.
Where's their HR? Do I see Revert? I assume he's busy.
Yeah, there's like an off-duty, probably a retired guard giving him investigation training. He's just basically teaching him to like follow tracks and to read like little indentations of things.
Mhm.
You know.
I'll just wave hi to Revert.
Yeah, I wave back.
He's supposed to be doing something important.
Had a couple of guards give me a tall tale about you, and a basket, a missing person, and like some lizard king or whatever the hell, and a fireball. I don't know. They must have been really drunk. I have
That
to
sounds like
replace
fun.
their shift. Anything I need to know in particular?
Oh yeah, the elf was probably posing as this little woman with basket full of groceries. She discarded in the ditch, so I gave the description to the guards so that if she gets seen around here again, she gets detained.
Oh, was she, well, glowing? Can they hide
Nah,
their glow?
they only glow at night.
Could you describe this woman to me? Maybe I've seen her.
Yeah, I give him the description.
All right. Yeah, it's just pretty generic description of a young woman who's uh like fair but maybe plain, not incredibly like not somebody who would stand out a lot. Uh, carrying a wicker basket.
Yeah, so that could be anyone, huh?
Well, I mean, she looked like she was in decent enough health, so she's probably not a starving beggar.
Mm-hmm.
She
Or is there
wasn't.
any women that regularly have wicker baskets full of fruit?
I mean, not everybody's carrying their stuff around in wicker baskets, but that's common enough. And there's no, I mean, somebody picked up some groceries. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a garden.
Yeah. I just shrug my shoulders with the information and say, that sounds familiar, but it's too vague for me to really put any particular face on it. I'll be in that same area where you found that basket if you need me for anything. And with that, I leave. I'll tell Torment the same thing just in case we need to like get together as a party or something.
All right, that sounds like a plan.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so why don't we speed things along a little? What's everybody's overall general plan for the rest of the evening? Are you guys going to go scout that place again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we can fast forward a bit to, let's say, 2 in the morning. You haven't seen anybody.
Yeah, Reverend's probably fallen asleep inside the house, and he's just gonna use the alarm spell to wake him up, if anything.
I presumed as much.
I'm close. I'm down at the shop.
Yep. All right.
Hey, don't worry, we'll signal you if we need help.
Right.
Wilfred's gonna use the bathroom.
All right. So you use like a bucket in the house. They have a chamber pot. They also, I mean, you could go outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna tempt fate and go outside.
Okay. You go outside. You gonna go like piss like in the ditch in the front yard? You're gonna go out the back? Where are you gonna go?
What would be the most socially appropriate and likely to get me stabbed in the back?
Probably the back.
I mean, it would be more polite to go where you're not visible, but people literally just like they have a chamber pot and very often they just chuck the contents into the street in the morning and somebody comes by and scrapes it up. So we're not talking about like that polite a society here.
All right. In that case, I'll pop a squat at the back of the house, looking at the wall where the elf went over.
All right. You don't have any dark vision or anything, right?
Dark vision. No, I don't.
Okay. Okay. Make a perception check at disadvantage.
All right. Perception.
Okay.
Um.
So you hear
Wait. That only rolled once.
Have I been?
you didn't
Yeah,
do 2d20. 2d20.
Oh, that's what it was.
Let's roll again.
speaking of which, have I been muted all game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we've been wondering about that. Okay. So yeah, you hear some footsteps on the road. And there's a little bit of light, so somebody's traveling with a torch lit.
I mean, is there a visual difference between the light from a elf and a light and a light from a torch?
I mean, there's a big color difference for sure.
Does it look like a fucking knife use?
Yeah, moonlight is kind of like that. That glow is sort of silvery bluish, and the torchlight is, it's fire.
So what have I missed?
Nothing much so far, except a woman that disappeared that may or may not have been an elf.
Now that I finished my bowel movement, I'd like to take a peek at the source of that light.
Okay.
Oh crap!
Well, Agatha would also see this. There's just another guard walking down the road with a torch lit.
He sees you in the middle of the night and assumes you're an assassin. Roll initiative.
Hmm. Well, let's see his perception.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I gave the DM ideas.
Oh shit.
All right.
How
So
does
he's
he
gonna-
not also have disadvantage?
Because he has a torch.
Oh
I mean-
shit, he's an elf.
He does have,
My god.
and you walked out to where he would be able to see you.
Oh no!
So yeah, he's gonna yell out and he's gonna say, "You there? Halt!"
Oh god, is it loud enough for Agatha to hear?
Yes.
Shit.
I'm gonna
He's-
halt.
I'm gonna go and assume it's a freaking
Are-
elf. So I'm gonna go
are
to
you-
the direction where it's
Now-
at. Oh,
You dropped trowel before. Did you pull your pants back up for this, or?
Say no.
They're mostly pulled up. They're clearly not fastened yet, but they are pulled
Okay.
up.
Okay. You say, all right, hands where I can see them.
I'm gonna do it. Drop the pants.
He's gonna laugh and say, about your business, and keep walking.
what happened? What? I'm gonna ask the guard rushing in.
He's gonna snicker and point in the direction of your good friend Wilfred, who's still struggling to get his pants.
Oh, okay.
All right, I now have my second serial killing victim.
Oh my god.
Why
I
would
guess
you
I'm
kill
going back to the
cereal?
shop.
And that's pretty much the only eventful thing that happens all night. However, you do successfully get a nice bit of sleep, as does Torment, who is supposed to be working, but let's face it, nobody's breaking into that shop with a Goliath in there. He just naps on.
And the cart outside.
Yeah, nobody's doing that.
Excellent.
Okay, so it is the 81st. It is a market day. It is the morning of the 81st.
I want to see if I can buy a block and tackle before I head on to bed.
All right. Go right ahead.
I don't think so.
No.
Gonna head to bed.
Okay.
What direction did it look like the weird elf suspect was going?
You're talking about something that happened 2 days ago now, I guess, but west down the road from the house.
Towards the castle?
Yeah.
Perhaps we should switch where we're observing towards the castle.
Butt free house.
It is free real estate.
I made maps for both the church and the monastery, and nobody broke into either one of them. You guys are about to be at the 83rd. Let's see what else we got.
Well,
I remember it.
I mean, I really didn't want to do it solo.
I'll do it with you.
I'm with you. Always, man. Come on now.
Yeah, but I think people might get mad if we pillage the church now. They didn't.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you guys you need to do it, but I was so convinced you were gonna do it, I made the maps for it. Is all.
That hurts, AGR.
Well, I'm
That
up for
hurts that you
whatever.
think we would stoop to murder hoboism.
I mean, I'm not saying I thought you would stoop to murder or oboism. I just thought somebody was gonna end up in there somehow.
Well, technically, not Bill Mop, the other one. I don't know that
Yeah.
one's name. I forget.
Emmy,
Yeah.
Emmy is currently there, but is not currently here, which is unfortunate.
I've been messaging him.
Is he alive?
Nope.
I don't know. I know he was on before the session, then he just disappeared.
Hmm.
Ominous.
Spooky. The church
Almost
got him.
like he done got serial killed.
Telling
he
you,
willingly went to the church
Oh,
and called
no.
in inquisitors.
Oh shit, Reverend's right. Oh
he
god.
walked
Who
into
got
the
him?
church
Who
and
got
we
him? Who
never
got him?
saw him again.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been a couple days now.
That's pretty alarming. What, he claimed asylum too? I don't
I'm
buy
telling you guys,
it.
you need to trust the gnome on this. We got to take the church.
I'm gonna go to the church and ask them if they've seen
Emmy.
Emmy. Emmy, yeah, I'm gonna go ask them about Emmy if
I'm
they've
definitely
seen
going to bed, by the way.
I-
Oh.
Yeah, if you go to the monastery and ask, I mean, Emmy didn't take a vow or anything. Emmy is just they're gonna say, oh, well, I'm pretty sure she's been working in the kitchens the past few days. I think she went out to go fetch some game. Probably be back in a couple hours.
Ah, excellent, excellent. All right, and then I'm gonna leave.
Gods be with you.
Do you report this to Revert?
No.
Yes.
So Revert kind of nods and is like, so you didn't actually meet Emmy. You didn't see her.
No.
She just happened to be out for a couple of hours when you happened to be there.
This is true.
Let's attack.
That doesn't seem suspicious at all to you, given the other
Let's
shit
attack.
they've pulled?
No, I gotta trust the church. You know, God's will and all that.
Let's attack.
But how do you know they're the good god? Because they say they are?
Attack. Attack.
I mean, if they were worshipping an evil deity, wouldn't that evil deity say he was a good one?
AGR, what does my knowledge of religion in the woods tell me?
I don't know. Make a religion check.
It tells you that's an oak tree.
All right. Your religion skill tells you. I mean, gods are like people. They say all kind of shit.
Yes, that.
You know, it's not like the church is not just slowly disappearing anyone we've ever talked to or anything about this security issue. But no, I think it's fine.
You just
Where
have
are
to
you
follow
having
your
this
gnome.
conversation?
In the pub.
I think the barmaid at this point has just learned that, like, when she hears you guys talking about topics that you shouldn't be, she just waits until she sees the mouth stop moving before she gets close to you. She just walks off and just makes sure she waits until she doesn't see anyone talking to come back.
We're becoming the town supervillains.
I was gone for 2 minutes and that line just came up. What?
We're becoming the town supervillains. I'm
What
gonna become
happened?
a serial killer in the woods, and Wilfred's gonna Wilfred's gonna become a serial killer in the woods, and Revert's gonna become, you know, a superpowered gnome.
And we'll take
Religion
over
is the
entire
opiate of the
tri-state area.
masses. We should throw it off.
Hey, let's see. My god.
Okay, I don't think Wilfred buys that, but he bought the other stuff.
But if it's a market day, is there anybody selling magic scrolls?
Magic's not super legal. I'm not going to tell you that you can't find something that's magical, but it's not going to be an easy task.
I got your blasphemies. Got piping hot blasphemies right here.
This one makes your stoves extra clean.
Basically, like if you don't know like a dealer in, some under the table goods, I think you might be out of luck. But you're welcome to go looking for one.
I'd like to go looking for one.
Okay, well, you have a map of the town. Where would you like to go?
I'm kind of tempted to go help.
Well, is there like a shady back alley next to the market? Where you might find goods that
Shady
officials
folk.
may want to discourage the public purchasing of?
Well, the market, uh, basically, all the market stalls get set up right outside the church at Cathedral Square. The pub is behind the market, like, it's close to the market. And there are shops around there. There's a few alleyways. There's no like high traffic streets that you're aware of. Like anywhere there's no like side streets that would have people selling things.
Wait, isn't Wilfred like a thief or something?
Wolford is
No.
a woodsman.
I thought he was like a rogue or something like that.
He's
He
a
knows
sneaky
thieves.
woodsman.
Like a scout rogue is what's gonna be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not a useful rogue, unfortunately.
Okay, how about this? Is there anybody selling like religious relics?
All right, well that's something you're more likely to find. Um, yeah, somewhere around Cathedral Square, there's probably somebody who sells those kinds of things. I don't know if there's somebody selling anything like that this week. You could make a roll to see if you can find a shop selling those kind of
Okay.
objects.
Before I do that, I am going to want to find like a quiet area, like in like a small alcove or something, and cast detect magic as a ritual, so that I can identify any religious artifacts that are legit.
Okay.
I'd like to be just following Revert and helping him, if I can.
So what kind of roll do I have to make?
I mean, you should make a straight purchase roll to see if you can find something. We'll make that your purchase roll um, if you need to actually buy it, but we'll just use it also to see if you can find. Okay. I mean, you do find a shop where they have somebody who's selling little religious trinkets and things, various baubles. There's like an egg with iconography on it that makes it look like the sun. Um, it's like a jeweled egg. They have um various other emblems and things with symbols of dragons on them and stuff like that.
But they're all just fake.
I mean, they would probably work just fine if you needed like a holy emblem, um, to like cast, but they're not. There's nothing special or spectacular about them in like a magical perspective.
Right. Okay.
Um, what is your wisdom?
Mine?
Yeah.
8.
Okay. Is anyone else with you right now?
Ooh, I thought Wilfred said she was with me.
I was going with.
Oh,
I
Idle.
was going
Yeah.
with.
Idle and
Who-
Torment are with me.
Okay. Then of the three of you, who has the highest wisdom and what is it?
Torment, that might be you.
I
Dominate.
sincerely doubt that.
What's your wisdom, Torment?
8?
What's Idle's?
We're all at 8.
I get this at 10. I'm asleep.
Okay then. Yeah, you don't have any better ideas.
Okay.
This does not appear to be the place to go for magical curiosities.
Yeah.
Your detect magic probably does register some magic passing through the area. There's some knights kind of moving around in the square.
And they register as magical?
Mm-hmm.
Do I think it's just kind of their equipment? Or,
Probably. You're pretty sure they're not selling magical wares.
Okay, but wandering around like the open market, there's nothing magical other than that. Nothing for sale.
No. Nope.
Unfortunate.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you one chance at a magic item. Roll a D100. Because there definitely shouldn't be anything, and there's literally knights in the town. Yeah, there's literally knights in the town that patrol in here and run detect magic. So you get in some trouble this close to the church trying to peddle some arcane nonsense. You get thrown in like a
Damn
gulag.
ESP hackers.
Yeah, it'd be bad. Yeah. Alrighty. So, are you gonna try to purchase anything else? You still got some daylight.
Sure, I'd like to see if I can find a forgery kit.
Okay. Yeah, that's also maybe not the most easy thing to spot, but it's not magical, so you just make a roll for it. That's sort of the more traditional kind of contraband that's not going to be quite as bad to find.
Right. It's not going to get you excommunicated for selling a forgery kit.
Yeah. It doesn't ting on detect magic, and the guards are not nearly as thorough as the knights are. Yeah, you find one.
Great. I'd like to buy it.
Absolutely.
Yep. There's no way I'm going to get into any trouble at all walking around what's in my inventory right now. Nope, not at all.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
What's trouble?
That's it for me.
Okay. Anybody else trying to buy anything on market day? Anybody doing anything interesting? Should I skip ahead to the night?
Yes, man.
I'd like to get
I
some
wanna do something.
miscellaneous alchemy supplies just to tinker around with.
I mean, sure, you can pick up some random garbage and see if it'll, you can transmute it into gold or something. That should be fun. Why don't you, I don't know, just roll for a purchase, and I mean, we'll just consider the value of the stuff you find based on your roll. Okay, so yeah, you find a couple things you think you could tinker with.
Ooh. Okay.
As soon as I wake up, I'm just going to get more longbow training if no one else is going to stop me.
All right.
Not
Yeah,
allowed.
you head over there and spend a couple hours before dark working on that. Alrighty. So yeah, it gets to be about sundown. What's everybody doing?
All right.
I mean, back to our new house, I guess.
Okay.
Do we have some kind of quest to do here? What are we doing?
We're waiting for some elf to maybe pass through here or get in here.
Can I
Not an elf.
can I like
Is there
place?
another way we can do this?
Well, wait. Let me look at the map for a second. How many town gates are there? 2.
Yep, there's 2.
Which one is closest to this house? North or south?
The house is on the north end next to the tailor shop. It's directly north of the tailor shop, blue. It's actually
Okay.
like 2 houses north
Can
of the
I
tailor shop. So,
can I like when it's like nighttime and like there's a guard change so no one's really paying attention much, can I go and put an alarm spell like in like the public road of that gate? That will only go off if elves go through it?
presumably, that might be possible. How long does the alarm spell last?
8 hours?
Okay. Yeah, so, all right. Well, I think, Agatha, if you'd be willing to tell him when the shift change is, that would probably make it a lot easier.
Sure, I don't see why not.
And yeah, so I mean, it's just the kind of thing I assume you would have thought to do in character. So, okay. So yeah, you do that. I'm trying to think of what's like the most appropriate role. You still have to make a stealth check, but if it's like a shift change, you're probably not going to be noticed.
That's stealth.
Yeah, that's fine. You basically wander right past the guards, and then they don't even look down. They're just having a conversation as a couple of them walk away, and right as you wrap up your cast, the other 2 walk up. Now, I will note you probably haven't been at the gate when they lock it up, but there's like a portcullis gate that closes, and they also have like a wooden door with a smaller wooden door built in. So you know it's a big double door. Cards can pass through, but they have a little one-man door with a little sight latch, so you can open it up and look through it. And yeah, you pop an alarm spell on the far side, so if anybody passes through that archway at all, it should ping. If any elf does.
And I'd like to like climb up on the so these are thatch roof, right? Or not ceramic?
All the houses, or at least most of the houses, have thatch rooftops. A few of them have like wooden tiles, but
That
yeah,
blue house just southeast of the gate, west of the bailiff, is that a thatch or wood roof?
that is probably a thatch roof.
Okay. Can I just like park myself on the roof and just sleep there for the night? Snoopy style? Just so I'm close by if it pings.
I mean it's a long way up.
I have rope.
But sure. I'm not sure how you're gonna get the rope up there. Can you throw that rope up there?
Presumably. I have a sling and I can use that. I imagine tossing
You
a
know what?
rope.
Honestly, I think between all that, given that you don't really have like a time constraint here, nobody's paying attention to you, you're fine.
I mean, if it really, really comes down to it, I can mold earth the earth under me and build like a small little like pillar of earth up along the side of this house as an elevator.
Yeah. No, that sounds like you're fine. It sounds like you've got like 15 ways to do it. It'll be all right. You just climb up the side stairs on the outside, hurl the rope over, and then climb right up. And yeah, you can basically you just bury yourself waist deep in there, so you're not gonna fall out.
Yeah.
Right.
I think at this point I'm gonna stop doing the whole thing where I'm outside the thing. I'm gonna just be in the house.
Okay. All right. So, are you? Let's see. Where's everyone else? Where is Wilfred gonna be overnight?
I was thinking house.
Okay, you hang out with Agatha in the house. All right, Idle, where do you hang?
Also hanging out with Agatha.
Okay. And Torment, I assume, is at work, so he's just at the tailor shop nearby.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, what are you doing, Robert? You're trying to sleep on the roof and just hope the
Yeah,
alarms.
I'm sleeping there, so if the alarm spell wakes me up, I'm right there to go.
Let's see. Okay. About 3 in the morning, there's a ting. You wake up.
I immediately look down at where the alarm spell is.
Okay. You see that there is a guard who is currently closing and latching the front gate to the town, and there's like a second guard who doesn't seem to be like he just sort of leaned up against the side of the gatehouse. Seems like he's slacking off a bit.
Okay. I'm going to cast Detect Magic as an action.
Okay. Range on that's 60 feet?
30 feet.
30 feet. All right. I don't think you detect any magic. I mean, I guess you do detect whatever magical items you have on hand.
Right. How far away is the guard that's slacking off?
Uh, about 30 feet.
So he's
right
not
at the right at the edge of your aura, but you're pretty sure he's just inside of it.
okay. I want to keep eyes on the one that's locking up. Then,
Okay.
how
Yeah,
far
he
away is
locks.
that guy?
I mean, like another 6 feet away.
Okay.
On top of the 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he locks up the door and he just goes and leans over that on the opposite wall, and he seems to kind of like situate himself and lay his pole arm over his chest and kind of try to get as comfortable as he can so he can close his eyes for a minute.
Okay. And there's no one else that's in the alarm area other than those two.
You do not see anyone else in the alarm area. Why don't you go ahead and make a perception check, actually? You should be actively looking around, so let's give you a chance to spot some things.
No, I'm
Yeah, so
probably busy.
you're pretty intent on trying to figure out what's going on over here, so you don't see anything. You're very much tunnel visioned in on the two guards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up and just see like if anything else squirrely is going on from my little perch on the top of the roof.
Yep. All right. So yeah, you hang out, and I'm gonna need to know what's everyone inside the house. What's their passive perception?
12. It's the highest you're going to get, I think.
Okay.
9.
9.
Okay.
9.
All right. Yeah. I don't think you guys can keep up active checks all night, so I'm not gonna have you roll. Okay. So about 45 minutes pass by, and you see one of the two guards, the one that opened the door, stand up straight, and like a hooded figure walks up to the gate, and there seems to be some kind of exchange between the two, and then he begins to open the door.
Okay, is my alarm going off?
It is not.
Okay.
I don't know. It seems shifty. What time of night is it?
It's like
3 in the morning. Yeah, somewhere like that.
Yeah, it
The-
seems shifty, but I mean, I was saving the Molotovs for the elf.
It, it seems highly unorthodox. It- Are we at a distance where, like, if we were to walk out of the house without light, they'd be able to see us?
The house guards?
Yeah.
No.
Uh, in that case, I'd like to try to get past the wall. Or I should say, get up onto the wall. Uh, a similar way I did last time by going through the tree.
Okay.
This time I have my rogue abilities of extra dashes.
All right. Well, make your athletics check.
All right. Uh, use my axe again as a climbing aid.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, you make your way right on up the wall. You probably don't see a lot. You don't have dark vision. You can kind of vaguely see some rooftops, and over by the bridges, you see there's a little bit of light north of. It's pretty far away though.
What kind of light?
Looks like torchlight.
All right. I'm gonna try to like go parallel with the road.
All right, so you go over the wall and then you get to the road and start going which way?
Uh, let me pull up my map really quick. Oh wait, nuts. I'm still
Mhm.
only using the old map that doesn't have the upper river. Uh, could I see that map?
I posted it. I will repost it. I posted like a low res version. There you go. Yeah, that's a better one.
Alrighty, so like I'm gonna try to go through that clump of trees off to the western side of the northern road
Mm-hmm.
and kind of move through there.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out for like people on the road.
All right. Are you
Being stealthy.
yeah, are you being stealthy? You stomping your way
Oh
through the
yeah.
woods?
Oh no, I'm being stealthy.
All right. Stealth check. Okay.
Yeah, that's what stealth feels like. No clang, clang, clang on Mondays.
You
So,
could make it clink, clink, clink.
this isn't like a huge forest. It's just a little kind of hilly batch of trees. Visibility is pretty low once you make it past the front because there's a bunch of big old bushes around the edges. But once you kind of get into the middle of the trees, you see that there's a glowing figure and another figure out there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they are both humanoid in shape, and they don't appear to have noticed you.
I'd pick to serial kill or to not serial kill. What's the layout of trees by me?
There are lots of them.
Like, are these like big thick trees, or do we have like a lot of underbrush here?
Yeah, there's a lot of around the edges, like by the road. There's a lot of really big shrubbery. Um, Making it further in, it's dense, but um, more rough grasses and stuff. So it's not that high, but it is very dense. And the trees are relatively big. They're not. Uh,
But
there's no
like,
saplings in here.
there's no like undergrowth or detritus anywhere. No like broken messes of branches, that kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, there's some of that stuff, but there's not a like there's stuff growing over. But yeah,
But
you can find some broken limbs and things. Yeah.
okay, yeah, I'm trying to find like a nice chunk of, I guess like a fallen tree branch or something that still has at least a good chunk of leaves, kind of get in behind there.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you manage to like get behind a pile of branches, it looks. I mean, this area is really thick. It doesn't look like a lot of traffic comes through here, but it does look at some point somebody took a bunch of uh, the mess that's out here and try to
Right.
kind of cleared some of the stuff out and
Okay.
piled it up.
Oh wow, just like the forest preserves near here. Cool. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Can I hear them from here?
You can make a perception check.
Ah, perception, the one skill I don't have. Nope.
No, there's this there's there's um this loud sound near you, and it's just like there's definitely some like it must be mating season for crickets because they are loud.
Horny cricket. All right. In that case, I'll settle for watching.
Okay. Yeah, they spend a couple of minutes apparently speaking, and then The robed figure starts their way back south, and the glowing figure moves sort of north west.
Going.
Yes, the glowing figure moves northwest out of your immediate view, but sort of towards those houses on the left-hand corner of this stand of trees.
All right. Hmm.
By God. The guard
I
are in on it. Those bastards.
need a quick second while I do something. All right. I'm going to creep after the robed person.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there a point in here, like with the direction they're walking, where they will walk past near me, or are they going like beeline for the shrubbery?
They look like basically the way they walked was the shortest possible route towards the road. So, I mean,
Okay,
they get slightly closer to you in that route, but they don't actually get like significantly closer to you.
okay.
They close like 5 feet closer to you because they kind of walk at an angle. And then
Shrubbery.
That's not sufficient to render them unconscious. So I'd like to scale a tree and follow the elf that way.
okay, so athletics check to scale the tree, and you're following the elf.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm like,
you slip up this between two like um, juvenile trees, basically just like you like climb super fast using the branches of both trees like a ladder, and you're up at the top in like a split second. Um, so yeah, you make a perception check for the elf who disappeared out of your sight moments before. You have advantage because this elf is glowing and no longer in thick foliage.
oh, whoops. Almost typed in the wrong number there.
Okay. Yeah. You see the elf duck in to the well. Just drop right in to the well that's right between these houses.
Does this branch feel stable?
Yeah, for your weight, yeah, probably. I mean, if you brought somebody else up here, you'd probably both fall to your deaths, but it seems to be holding up.
All right. I'm going to hang out here unless something interesting happens. You know, like
Okay.
a small army of elves coming out of the well or something. But I'm gonna be watching that well.
Okay. Revert.
Yes.
So several minutes passed by after that figure left the town, and you're still eyes affixed to these guys, and um, the guard moves up to the door, seems to be startled by something. He moves up to the door and then he opens it up and lets that same hooded figure back into town.
Okay.
So we kill the traitor now or later?
Can I get within 30 feet to sweep this person with detect magic?
Yeah. You can make a stealth check to move on the roof close enough to get them as they pass under the building.
Okay. That's my stealth check.
Okay. Alrighty. A single piece of straw falls down and lands on their head, and they look up and they see the gnome, and they dash immediately south.
I summon Silo and give chase.
Okay. You are pretty high up, so what is your method for getting down?
We jump. How high is high up?
Well, you're on the roof of a 2-story building, so
So it's like a 15-foot fall.
I'm gonna.
No, it'd be
I'm
closer
gonna
to
call
25.
it, yeah, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it over 20. So.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Get him!
All right. Well, your rabbit takes that.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to catch this person, I'm pretty sure you're faster than they are.
Yep.
So yeah, you run right up to him with the rabbit. I think you might want to roll initiative at this point.
Well, I'm not trying to close the melee. I just want to give chase until we're out of sight of the guards.
Okay.
But I'll roll initiative anyway, because
Yeah.
it's going to matter. Because as soon as we're clear of the guards, like there's no witnesses, I'm taking this person down.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'm going to cast sleep.
Okay.
$20 hit points.
Your sleep spell does not appear to have any effect.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. So I think they're gonna cut to the. Let's see. Drop that one. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna cut to the right, start moving towards the cathedral square.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna run this a little loose with the numbers, like a chase, since you're keeping your distance.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Yeah, I make sure to close within 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Ray of Frost.
Okay. That definitely hits.
So 1 cold damage, 10 feet per round speed reduction.
Okay.
Kill, kill, kill.
All right. So this hooded figure is going to turn to face you. And run 20 feet closer to you. Is then going to make a couple of melee attacks, I think.
It has a 10-foot reach. I stopped 30 feet away from her.
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Just
shit.
making sure. I know
It's
you
not
said
just enough.
you said we were doing it loose,
It's
but I
also a
specifically
changeling.
did 30 feet for a reason. That's all.
Yeah. So,
All right. Do it.
so since this creature is extending its reach by 5 feet, you would know that this is a change.
Okay.
Now give me just a minute to find this stinking stat block again, because I had to go back to this. All right. So yeah, he she pulls her short sword and makes 2 attacks.
Are they targeting me or the rabbit?
They're targeting you.
Okay. I'm just going to shield. And the 13 misses.
Okay, well, I don't think you have to shield. That's her attacks.
Well, the third. No, I mean, I have to shield against the 13.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do 10 feet away, right?
10 feet away.
All right. Ray of Frost.
Okay. All right, that does not hit.
Okay. Welp. I guess I'm going to draw my flaming short sword.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. All right, this lady's gonna make a couple more attacks against you and then try to fuck off. I think.
Well, I'll shield the 11, but the 21 is going to hit.
All righty. This is gonna hurt a little, but not nothing crazy. All right.
Okay.
And yeah, then this lady is gonna just flee as quickly as she can still manage to.
Okay. I'm going to continue chasing her.
Mm-hmm.
This time, 50 feet away.
All right.
And Ray of Frost.
All right. That barely hits.
3 cold damage, minus 10 move speed.
All right. All right. She's gonna continue to dash away from you. In the direction of the church grounds here.
Okay. I follow to 50 feet again. At this point, I think I'll sheath my sword. And Ray of Frost.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
3 more cold damage, still at minus 10 move speed.
Okay. All right.
Wait. Isn't it affecting their base move speed? So wouldn't they only be like if they dash for 40 instead of?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, never
So
mind. I must have misheard.
So she's going to continue to dash towards the church, and at this point, she's going to reach the wall on like the church grounds, and that's going to be it for
Okay. I'm going to pull out the detonator and blow up the church.
her.
No? Alright, well, then Ray of Frost.
Okay. That hits.
Emmy shows up and punches the person back down
8
a window.
cold, minus 10. I'm going to close to 40 feet, and that's it.
Okay. At this point, she appears to be bloodied. She is going to scale the wall or attempt to do so. Let me find.
Is it possible for any of the others to get to him?
No. So she's going to fail to scale this wall. Just try to clamber up the outer wall of the church. And she's going to begin screaming for help. There's a psychotic gnome out.
If that's how she wants to play it, I'm going to throw one of my Molotovs at her.
All right.
Burn the Harris.
Not sure how you want me to roll that.
Yeah, I don't know. So what, you just got like lamp oil and you're chucking it and igniting it in what?
No, I have the lamp. I bought the flask of lamp oil. I've got rags in them. Like, these are
Sure.
Molotov cocktails. That's why I bought them.
That's easy enough.
Yeah.
You did that. You're just gonna ignite them with the sword and chuck them.
Yep.
All right. I mean, it seems like it's just a to hit roll, and then
So just dex attack roll.
yeah.
You know, in hindsight, I
That-
could have been
that
making the
hits.
Gilbert bombs way
Okay.
cheaper than I was.
All right. I actually have an item for that. Do I not?
I have no idea. This is just something I thought
I don't have exactly that item, but I'm pretty sure I have an alchemist fire item that's similar, so you can.
I mean, the point is, I'm basically trying to light her on fire. Like it's the direct flame damage from an explosion of oil isn't the intent here. It's I want the oil on her. I want the oil soaking into her clothes and lighting her on fire.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start by giving her a. I think we'll just say 2d4 fire damage, and we'll give her a save or be.
Okay.
I think she's not ignited. She manages to pat it out, but she does take 2d4 fire damage.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of horrified screaming.
So how loud is the help a psychotic gnome is trying to kill me?
Not loud enough that you're likely to hear it from the other side of town. Because they've run this chase up to the church grounds.
Am I asleep or I forgot about that?
It's the middle of the night, so you'd be at the house on the north side of town.
Yeah.
You're welcome to make a perception check. Not 20 it, and I'll say you hear it.
Nope. I'm probably asleep with that roll.
Yeah. Yeah, you nodded off, it looks like. Okay. So yeah, she's I think at this point going to scream and beg for her life.
Well, if she surrendering?
Oh yeah, she gets down on her knees and she screams bloody murder, and she appears to be crying, and she's got her hands clenched together like, oh no, don't kill me, it hurts so fucking much. And it's a very sad display, really.
Oh, poor baby. Stab her in the gut. Took her over this week.
Can I make like an insight check on her? Is she perfidious?
Feigning compliance?
Is she perfidious with this?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Where's that sword of hers?
Yeah, you know, it could be legit, but it also feels a little overacted. Like
Ray of Frost.
there's some real fear there, but
Yeah. Here's the thing: like she either it's medieval times, you know. Perfidy happened, so if I think she's doing it, I'm just gonna shoot her.
What is
Or-
perfidy?
Surrendering falsely.
Ah.
It's actually a war crime.
that's a hit.
Oh no, I know that's a war crime. I just didn't know what the word meant.
All right, she seems pretty fucking hurt. She continues to beg.
She spends her turn begging.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, that is actually barely a miss. She's going to continue to beg, but also maybe make one more attempt to jump over the wall. Yeah, she's going to fail and keep begging. That is a hit. Okay. She's going to try to jump over the wall again. All right, she makes it halfway up onto the wall and is now straddling the wall.
He's
Okay,
gonna
that is-
get away.
And then
That is a miss.
well, yeah, I guess I miss. With my mount's 100 feet of movement, can I get up onto the wall somehow? Within range of her on my mount? What?
Your mount can probably jump pretty good, or maybe run up like 5 or 10 feet of wall. So you could probably run up, but like I'll say you can probably scale up high enough to maybe reach her leg or something with your rabbit. Like if you wanted to make an attack, you can run up the wall about 10 feet. It's not going to hit anything critical. It's probably not going to be like an easy attack roll, but I'll
Well,
say
it's more like, can I guess, can I have my mount try to like grapple her foot with its mouth?
you can try. Your mount probably can't successfully grapple
Oh, okay.
this creature, but
Well then,
I-
if I don't think it would be reasonable to do that, because I know my mount's characteristics. What's on the other side of this wall? Like, I'm not exactly sure where we are, 100%. It's just the church
it's the
courtyard.
north wall of the church courtyard. There's a
Okay.
little cemetery up there, and there are presumably groundskeepers out there,
Okay.
but you don't see or hear
Is
anyone.
there an entrance I can get to within 100 feet of me?
You would have to go all the way around to the south side, which would probably, I'm going to say, be double that to get around, because it's on like the far side of the south end.
Okay.
Also, it's generally locked up at night.
Yeah. How hard would it be for my mount to not like next to her, not as an attack? How hard would it be for my mount to get up to the top of the wall? Anywhere like within visual contact of her.
Your mount can probably run up to within like 2 feet of the top of this wall, but wouldn't be able to make it over the wall.
Can I
So it's
Yoshi
kind of
jump
like-
off the mount onto the top of the wall at that point?
Possibly.
Okay.
I mean, it's going to require a roll if you're going to try that. It's just
Yes,
like,
I'm going to try that.
okay.
Like, you know, like that little building to the right of the wall
We'll
on the
call it
map?
yeah.
Yeah, like
That would
trying
be
aiming for that roof, so I have a bit of a larger target area than the top of a wall. But that way, when she falls over to either side of the wall, I can still shoot her.
Okay. It's a little higher than the wall, so it's not going to be super easy, but you can try. That's just an acrobatics check. Beautiful, beautiful acrobatics check. Okay, yeah, you make it onto the wall, and I think that's your turn.
Yeah, that's my turn.
She's just gonna stand there dumbfounded. She's just gonna sit straddling the wall dumbfounded and stare at you with just this glassy-eyed expression like, you gotta be fucking kidding. And I think that's her turn. That's a hit. Yeah, so she melts. Just,
She melts.
yeah, I mean, you hit her, bits of her turn into like frozen yogurt, but the rest of her is just like this silvery goop that melts down both sides of the walls.
I'm gonna get blamed for that.
Blame for what?
So I guess, how wide is the wall?
I don't know, it's like 2.5, 3 feet thick.
Okay, so I'm a gnome. I can just walk along the top of the wall and go over and loot her stuff. That probably melted to the top, like it got caught on the top of the wall.
Yeah, the
So like
ropes
body
are
parts
all
are.
still on the top.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go over there and search them.
Okay.
I'm gonna bamf Silo to his pocket dimension.
Okay. Yeah, so you see a all right, so there's a little wax stamp with a like a crescent symbol on it. And it's still got a little tiny bit of this kind of purple wax stuck around the edges of it. And there's a coin pouch with just a tiny bit of money, and some not shoddy robes, but robes that would belong to somebody who's not very wealthy. And there's like linen hose and like a tunic, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, no
What about
weapons.
that short sword? Yeah.
Oh yes, there is a short sword that would have clanked to the ground. Let's see. That's on the outside of the wall.
Perfect. Okay.
By the way, her shoes fell one on either side of the wall. So if you want the set, it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I'm a gnome. I don't go for the shoes. I go for the socks.
Shoes are a goblin.
Fair.
Okay, so so she had like no document pouches, anything like that on her.
No, she was not carrying any documents. She did. I would say along with the bit of ink, she probably the wax seal. She probably had a bit of ink, a bit of wax, and a writing utensil. So a little quill. No parchment on hand.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm going to start prestidigitating the wall to remove the slurry of changeling all over it.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. It takes a minute.
That's fine.
Yeah. So while you're out there, you do notice that there's a pair of folks not far away who have not noticed anything that's going on, and have like basically right as you finish, they're wandering up and they start like filling in a hole. They seem to be having a little chat about something.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't notice you up on the wall.
Okay. Am I close enough to listen into their conversation?
Yeah. Sure. Why don't you make a perception check to see how much you can make? Okay. You hear the name Puriel. Um, you you don't hear much else.
Okay.
If it's possible, Torment wants to join the Church of Puriel.
All right. Well,
Um,
then in that case,
there's-
I'll climb down.
There's not really a church of Puriel. Nobody really worships Puriel. Um, the the people that are in a profession that is most involved with Puriel would be gravediggers.
Now, I should mention, it didn't matter because I don't have Warcaster and I wasn't going to make a melee attack. Revert is bloodied.
Okay. Fair enough.
It didn't come up because you only had the one attack that was even remotely close. But
That was a cowardly lady. She's a cowardly lady.
yeah,
She's not a fighter.
she wasn't a fighter.
She was
Hit
not
like
a
a
fighter.
truck, though.
No, I've been hit by trucks.
D6 plus 4.
Trucks hurt a little bit less than that.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah, so
All right.
after I clean up all the evidence of my crime, except for the shoe, I'll just leave that there. Because that's totally not going to come back to bite me in the ass. I'm going to grab the other one, though, and just chuck it over the wall and walk away. So they're both on the same side. Yeah, and I guess I'll, wander back over to the house and just barge right in. So it's
All
like
right.
this bloody gnome just walks into the...
Okay, I want you all to picture. All right, so Agatha, you're asleep, right? Laying on a bench, just like hunched over, kind of leaning against the wall. And there's this loud bang, and your eyes open. And in the darkness, you see the silhouette of a short man with a tall, pointy hat. And there's a strike of lightning, and he's covered in blood.
Revert? Is that you? What the fuck happened to you?
What the hell, man? If you was going to do some damage, why didn't you let me know?
It was a spur of the moment thing. And
What?
turns out the elves do in fact have a collaborator. They'll had a collaborator.
Tell me more. Tell us more. Well, what?
Well, I pull out the symbol of the crescent moon. This looks familiar, right? You recognize this.
Yeah.
A changeling was carrying it.
Oh.
And I say was a threat because it's been dealt with.
Good job.
But I have some very bad news.
You're hurt?
No, that's normal bad news. The very bad news is it was trying to seek refuge within the church. In fact, I killed it as it was atop the church wall.
Did any of them come out to her aid or something?
No, I ended it quickly at that point.
So there's no witnesses, right? And that one's an accomplice to the elves, which are bad juju, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a problem here.
She was seeking refuge, safety within the church. Is the church in the habit of providing sanctuary to changelings?
Maybe, but a changeling that's an accomplice to crime and murder, I don't think so. I don't. Mm.
I mean, Robert, you would know that changelings are, like they're very much disliked. But if they're like tagged and monitored, they're allowed to like exist. the church wouldn't give them the option of like joining a monastery, but they would probably give them refuge if they were literally about to be murdered for like a night.
Okay. Revert voices none of that.
Okay.
Remember, Revert's whole thing is the church has been in on this since the beginning. And as far as he's concerned, the fact that her first instinct was to run for the church for aid is kind of like, sealing the deal that the church is not on our side.
Well, whatever she was, I'm sure she was more cowardly. I'm glad you didn't get hurt any more than you did. Was that from one hit? Jesus Christ.
It was a good hit.
Yeah. Damn. Thank God she tried to run away. Oof. Did you see the elf though? That it was just a changeling, right? You just saw the mark of the elf with the changeling.
Right, the changeling was carrying the symbol of this elf.
When did you find this changeling? Are there more?
I only saw the one. It alerted me when I set up a magical monitoring spell on the north gate. She exited it, which tripped it, but normal humans wouldn't have. She came back, tripped it again. She saw me observing her. She ran. I gave chase. She proved resistant, more so than humans would, to magical attempts to non-lethally apprehend her. Then she turned and hit me by extending her arms like rubber. At that point, non-lethal was off the table.
That makes sense to me. Your life was on a line. And every time I've seen you try to sleep targets before, yeah. That's...
Also, you should be aware that apparently these changelings are perfidious bastards, and if they surrender, you should just shoot them.
Why, did it try to kill you whenever it surrendered?
No, I didn't believe it.
Ah.
She had no intention of surrendering.
Did she give up her arms?
Nope.
Ah.
All 10 feet of them.
She did not drop any weapons when she attempted to surrender.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. Damn. Wow.
Oh, I may not have said it at the time, AGR, but I did grab her short sword on the way
Yeah.
back. Okay.
It's short and a sword.
I assume it's just a normal short sword, not magical.
Yep.
So it won't be a gnome dual-wielding flaming short swords that are as long as he is.
No.
I was gonna say, for a gnome, that's a long sword.
Yeah, I mean, as like, there's this gnome up on this, like, large rabbit. A sword in each hand on fire is charging after people at 100 feet around. That's some scary shit right there.
Yep. Nope. Nope.
I think other than just watching that,
What's
I think
everybody's passive perception?
12.
8.
12 is the highest you
9.
get.
9.
Hey, Spectre.
And
Okay.
then Reverend's going to say, I'm tired. He's going to wander over to a bed and just, like, face plant down onto the bed and go to sleep.
Can you clean up the blood on your way out? I'm not sure if you can magic that.
All you hear from Revert are snores.
Yeah, there's just a little trail of gnome blood all the way up to the bench and just base planted.
Other than being concerned about the sudden random lightning going on around here, does Wilfred know who these homes belong to? Given that he walks by them like every bloody day.
You probably haven't had a lot of occasion to speak to any of these people. There's a tanner at the edge of town and tailor out there, and there's a small church up there, and it has its own priest. There are
I suppose most specifically those homes by the well.
no.
Are those fancier homes?
They're not. They're not super fancy. The one that's by the water is the fanciest of them, the blue one, and that's only because they have a little shop they run out of there.
What kind of shop?
It's like a grocer.
A grocer. So they would sell things like wicker baskets of fruit.
Yeah.
Wilfred's gonna do that thing where you pyramid your hands and stare at something.
All right. Make a dexterity.
Dexterity save. Let me check that. No. Oh my god, that's right. I'm good at this shit now.
That's good because you did that while you were in a tree.
Oh, I'm aware. Yes, just like that.
Okay. Yeah. You fall out of the tree. You take 3d6 bludgeoning damage. And you make a very loud noise as you fall into the bushes. You can subtract 1 from that because you fell into a large bush that broke your fall a little bit.
I'd like to climb back up the tree, having learned my lesson.
Okay. Athletics check. Yeah, you climb up the tree the same way you did the first time, and it's easy stuff.
This time I'd like to straddle the branch. That way, if I use my hands for anything, I don't fall again.
All right. Yeah. You scoot around and find a slightly safer position, and you use your legs a little bit more. All right. So what's everybody else doing? You just spend the night out in the tree?
Yeah, I'm spending my night in the tree watching like the well and the houses I can from this end.
Okay.
I'm going to spend like probably half an hour patching up River so he's not still bleeding, and then just prestidigitation this street to a suspicious or not suspiciously close spot to Agatha's house.
Okay. You guys are at the empty house, not Agatha's house. But yeah,
Oh.
you do. You do the
Oh.
thing. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Morning comes.
Any activity?
So, just So at the end of a long rest, I can then spend hit dice to heal.
Yeah, at the end of a long rest, you can expend your hit dice to heal.
Damn you, dice!
Yeah.
I should probably be doing divination stuff.
All right. Neat. Okay, so yeah, the night passes. Wilfred, you've spent like a lot of time in that tree now. What's your constitution?
Let me check that. It's an even 10.
Okay. Yeah, this is starting to become like tiring. Uh, you're not like you're pretty sure if you don't get down from there, uh, like your hands are gonna lose their grip. It's starting to like hurt. You know, it's gonna be
But I'm
like
straddling the
exhaustion
tree.
checks. Yeah, your legs too. What I'm telling you
Okay.
is it's getting real uncomfortable, and you're pretty sure you're gonna get uh you're gonna end up like welts and shit. It's not gonna be good.
What time is it in the morning?
It's just after dawn. Roosters have been going off for a few minutes.
Yeah, it seems safe. I'll get.
All right.
Climbing
Is that
down.
when the 5 elves ambush him?
No, that's when the 7 elves ambush.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I was
since
gonna
when did
say
we stop
five.
at 5?
Little did they know this was all a counter ambush.
So yeah, you climb down. Everything's fine. You definitely don't feel eyes peering down at you from all the other trees as you climb.
I'm pretty sure I don't. You know, humans have a much hardier constitution than knife ears, so there's no way they could be in the trees longer.
Yeah, that's true.
Despite the fact that they're forest tree-loving fucks.
Right.
And they don't need to sleep.
Precisely.
These elves need to sleep
Oh, did you change the elf stat block?
a lot.
Oh, I'll have to look at it. I don't remember looking at the elf.
All right. So what's everybody doing?
Revert is going to use the day as a downtime day. Because he kind of pooped. He took his licks in that solo fight with the Changeling. And yeah, he's not really feeling like doing that again anytime soon.
I think, wasn't Tailed into downtime day again?
24 hours in a safe and comfortable place, at least 8 of those spent sleeping, restricted to light activities. So
And
shopping, drinking, gambling.
we reap what from that again? We get our hit dice back?
That's how you
Yeah.
recover 1 hit die per day of downtime.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I
Where
will
do you
hold.
take your downtime?
The house.
Okay.
The pub. Back to the house. Back to the pub.
All right. That's fine. And Gilbert, you do this, or Wilfred, you do the same.
Yep, Wilfred will do the same.
Okay.
At least he's no longer bloodied.
Yeah.
He's not like going to freak out the serving wench when he comes in. There's just blood everywhere.
I mean,
I-
I
I
almost
think
got blooded by the fall. That's a boo boo.
You're lucky you rolled less than average.
Yeah, actually, there's enough d6s there to take me out.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oof.
Yeah, he rolled really low on them.
And then the rogue who learned some really valuable information got killed because he was scheming.
That's how it goes usually. But hey, I'm taking it down 10 minutes so we can scheme together. And I can fill you in about, the changeling running for the church and all that.
Excellent. I can fill you in about the elf running into a well.
Why the fuck would an elf run into a well?
Oh.
As he
They
wasn't
met.
too bright.
They met in a clearing in the woods just outside the gates. I stalked them there. I couldn't get close enough to hear them.
Wait, there's more than one elf?
Well, there's what I'm assuming is the changeling, the creepy hooded person, and then they met an elf.
Creepy hooded person came from the town?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
a
tracked
changeling.
that person from the gates into the woods. Originally, I was thinking about knocking them unconscious, but they went like right to the road from the woods, so I didn't have a chance to get them. So instead, I tracked the elf.
Yeah, it's a good thing you didn't. They probably could have taken you together.
I mostly meant like jump the changeling when they got on the road. But yeah, jumping both of them together would be a dumb idea.
Alright, and which well is this?
The well just outside of town. You know how off the main road there's that that smaller road?
Yeah.
3 homes, one of them's a grocer.
Uh-huh.
They got a well there.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking if the elf went down that well might connect to some of those homes. You said you saw a weirdo with a bag of like fruit. They could have been supplied that from the grocers. If those events are connected.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or there's an entire underground base there.
At the church.
We should stake it out again tonight. Wait, how many
You
days
go
until
ahead.
You really gonna stake it out again?
I mean, Wilfred is. How many days until the nobles arrive?
They arrive tomorrow.
I'm back. What time of day is it?
It's still morning.
Okay, so the nobles are arriving tomorrow.
They took 2 days of downtime too, if you wanted to do anything.
Well, I mean, I know I'm taking a day of downtime. I'm trying to figure out would like walking around that area like a normal person? I'm talking like I go to the grocer, I get some groceries, I go back to the house. Like just generally going about normal day-to-day business there, but looking around. Is that considered light activity?
Yeah.
All right. That's what I'd like to be spending my light activity doing after Revert and Wilfred finish conspiring.
Well, you make it sound like we're not just like openly discussing this like in the house with everybody else. Like we're not keeping this a secret.
What had me confused?
Oh no, I know.
Where did you leave, Agatha? What's
I
the
left
last
as
thing
soon
you
as I
remember
said
going
BRB.
on? What's the last thing you remember being talked about?
Him, Revert explaining what happened to him, the changeling.
And I think Wilfred started telling his story after that.
Yeah. Wilfred filled me in, and we are collaborating on piecing together how the church is working through changeling agents with the Elvis assassins.
Curse it, Thalmor.
I mean, at first I kind of disbelieved it. It seems a bit more probable now with the changeling fucking off to the church straight away. That's really suspicious. The nobles would certainly be very vested in sort of information like that.
Do you want to tell Sir
Jacob,
what's his face about it? Yeah, Sir Jacob about it.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of River. That sounded really spooky and rough.
Why are you proud? It was stupid. Should have had backup with me.
Yeah, definitely we'll have to arrange that next time. Even so, you handled yourself very well.
AGR.
Hmm?
Shopping would also be included in light activities, right?
Yes.
He's been doing it so
Well,
long.
Yep. Sorry. I'm a little tired on my end. Would I be able to pick up some supplies?
Yeah, what do you want to buy?
I need to pick up some like thin leather straps. Uh, how thick is a regular cord of rope?
You can buy it at various sizes.
I need to acquire some relatively like some rope that would be able to like carry it, at least twice my own weight. Uh, maybe like 60 feet of that,
Okay.
and a second hand axe.
All right. Well, that's 3 things. Make 3 rolls, and then compare them to the prices, and should be easy
All right.
enough.
Yeah, not used to buying, doing it.
Just D20 minus 5. First thing you wanted was leather straps, which should be very cheap. Second thing is rope, which should also be very cheap. Third thing was a hand axe, which should be less cheap. So you don't find any suitable leather straps. You do find a rope. And I doubt that gets you an axe, but I'll be happy to double check. Hand axe? You only need a 3. Yeah, you get it.
Excellent. Hand axe and 60 feet of rope.
Yep.
So, is there any particular reason why we would not want to tell Sir Jacob our progress so far?
Well, the only reason I
No.
can think of is if you think he's in on it for some reason.
Oh, absolutely not. The nobles and the church clergy hate each other, I think.
Are you sure that's not just
That's
a
just a
charade they put on to throw people off the scent?
Charade.
I don't know. Sir Jacob losing that money to that revive and then him getting
Well, he
part
hands
of
the money to the church. The church quietly pays some civil project off somewhere else, and the money ends up back in his pocket.
He looked genuinely upset, like really pissed. I'm almost sure. And if not, if
If
that
you're
is ever
sure,
completely
if
fine,
you're sure, go ahead and tell him.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So you go looking for Sir Jacob.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you wander up to the castle, and there's a pair of guards at the gate.
Is Sir Jacob in today?
They say, no, I believe he had business with Sir Wolfland.
I know where Sir Wolfland's house is, right?
You do.
I make a beeline there and thank him.
All right. Yeah, so you head up to Sir Wolfland's house.
Now knock on the door.
Okay. A young man opens the door. I think I described him last time as teenager. Looks like a page or a young squire. He says, yes, ma'am.
Yes, is Sir Jacob and Sir Wolfland in?
Indeed they are.
I'd like to inform them my progress of pending stuff they wanted me to do.
If you'll just wait a moment, and he closes the door, and you can hear a couple of footsteps as he seems to walk away from the. A few moments pass, about a minute, about a minute and a half. He comes back to the door. He opens it up and says, "Come in."
All right.
He says, "The gentlemen are in the reading room," and he points you.
All right. Now head on up there.
All right. So yeah, it's a little bit of like it's a combination of sort of a study and like a trophy room. You know, there is a little kind of. It's too small to be like a formal dining table, but like an informal dining table where they could, uh, sort of sit and have a drink. And Sir Wolflin and Sir Jacob are both sitting there in sort of casual attire.
Mm-hmm. It's great to see you, Sir Wolflin, Sir Jacob. I wanted to let you know about the progress we've had so far. We've come across a couple of rough patches, but we got a solid lead this time. And I'll go and inform them of all the things, including the elf that got over the gate, not the gate, but the wall, and us taking care of that elf. And apparently, I'm not completely sure about the situation, but the gnome tracked a suspicious person that had the mark of an elf, the crescent moon. Try to bring this individual in for questioning. They pulled out a sword, and at that point, he had to defend himself. That one was a changeling, and she also happened to run screaming to the church for sanctuary as soon as things turned out unfavorable for her.
As one does. Uh, she had something elven on hand. Did you say?
Yes. I also forgot to mention. Apparently, this individual, this changeling, was met outside city limits with an elf, and the elf went deeper into the forest. The forester, Wilfred, knows more about that,
I'm here.
and I think Wilfred last saw the elf enter a well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the two of them are just going to sit in their chairs and ponder for a minute. I'm going to say, this situation does not seem like it is likely to be resolved tomorrow. We don't blame you. This seems fairly disconcerting. If you have any evidence of this this changeling being involved with elves, that is useful. If you have any identifying anything to identify, so was it a man or a woman?
It was a woman.
If you have anything to identify her, that might be helpful. We have a short list of changelings in the area we can check in with. If any of them are missing, we may have ourselves a culprit. As far as the church, I don't know if that means anything. It may not. That would be upsetting to learn. I'm not a huge fan of the deacon, but I would not suspect him of harboring elves.
Yeah.
Well, bring the rest of your friends at your convenience. I should be here with Sir Wolfland for the rest of the day. If you'll bring anyone who has some information, have them fill us in. I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I don't know what we are to do. We'll have to ponder it over a drink or two, I believe.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that well, possibly harboring the elves.
Well, we can certainly check in on that. If you'd like, you can collect your friends and go down there.
It's something to consider. Let me get my friends. One of them is at a church, the town over. It might take a while, so
At
just let you
the
know.
monastery in Skeen.
Yes.
Very well. Is that not where they sent the that's where they sent Ted, yes?
That's where we suspect, yeah. She's been trying to see if she can catch a glance of him, something, while doing some chores there, I believe.
Well, information would be useful.
Yeah, maybe she pulled up something. It's been a while since we've got in contact with her.
Very well.
Yep. I'll see you guys soon.
Yes, please keep us updated. Yeah. So yeah, you get escorted out by the squire. Would somebody like to fill in meta on what's going on?
Gilbert gave me like a general rundown, but I'm still generally confused.
Okay, you don't need to know. So Yemi, you would have been at the monastery. A couple of days have passed by, so let me fill you in on what's happened the past couple of days for you. So you've sort of gone between work in the kitchens and spending most mornings out hunting for small game. And um, it's been fairly quiet. Now today you were helping with breakfast, and several of the brothers had to escort a fairly agitated brother of the monastery down to to the cell in the larder, and you would know that that's I mean it's not that uncommon. It's not an every week thing, but everybody fucks up from time to time, including monks. They have to have somewhere to put people.
Okay, so this is while I'm in the kitchen, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, the larder is where it's like a pantry, right? It's like where you're.
Yeah, they have like an underground cellar. There's a stairway in the back of the kitchen that leads down into a little, um, just a little dugout cave with a cell in the back.
Okay, well, if I'm working in the kitchen and I need to go get, or there's something from the larder that I need to go get, and I've seen the monks that escorted the other monk leave already, as if like they've left the monk there and they're not there anymore. And I have something that I need to go get from the larder, then I will go down there.
Okay. Well, you're working the kitchens. You could probably, like, you're not going to be able to stealthily do this because there are other monks working in there right now. But you might be able to persuade someone that you should go down and fetch something. There are definitely always things that need to be fetched from the larder as meals are being prepped. Technically, you shouldn't be allowed to do that, but it's people are just trying to get their shit done, and you're offering to help. So you're welcome to try and persuade someone.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm definitely not going to try to do it stealthily. I'm just going to try to, casually be like, "Oh, like, I'm looks like you need to go do, grab that. I'm working on this. I'll go grab this. Is it okay if I just do that right now?"
Okay, make your persuasion roll. I say,
Quest.
okay. So the guy will say, okay. He'll say, well, it's the second shelf on the left when you go in. You'll want to turn. It'll be on the second shelf down on the left, on the left-hand shelf. Please hurry back. Don't wander around in there.
Is that what he said? Second shelf down on the left-hand shelf?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will go do that, knowing that on my way there, I don't know the exact layout of this place, so I don't know if there's a way to roundabout get to that point and also pass by the
So
set.
the larder has a series of shelves, and there's like a lot of stuff in here. There seems to be like barrels in the back, and there's like 7 shelves in here, and it's definitely possible from his instructions that you could get turned around for a minute.
Okay, then I don't know how far back I have to go, like how far away from, because I'm also getting something that I
The
right?
cell, you haven't seen it. You have been in the larder. They've probably let you down here, against regulation once or twice before. But you've probably never been all the way to the back. There's a little alcove in the back, though, that you can see.
Okay, then I will go down and I will um, just kind of walk casually to, go to where I'm trying. Oh, and just kind of walk casually to where I'm trying to go.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you see the cell door. It's a large, solid, reinforced wooden door. There is a small slit in it for viewing and passing like food.
Okay. And how far away from the entrance to the larder is this position?
It's about 50 feet, but it's only 50 feet because you have to kind of go around a little bit. It's built into kind of the side of the area, and there's a little alcove.
Okay, so if you just walk down the ladder, you won't be able to see where I'm standing.
If you walk down the steps, you won't be able to see where you're standing. But
Okay. And I haven't seen anyone else go into or out of the larder except for those monks in the past.
there
I don't
there
know,
were
10.
there were 2 other monks working in the kitchen, and one of them is waiting on you to bring him something. Those guys that passed through left immediately. So, and you would also probably know that you've got another maybe 15 minutes until breakfast. You're going to want to get that stuff finished up.
Okay. Then I will, as I'm, so as I'm going down the ladder, I would like to.
The stairs into the larder.
Oh, the stairs. As I'm going down the stairs, I would like to check um, for any other footsteps or any other noise to see if there's anyone else in here, because I know there might be one person who could be.
Make a perception check. Yeah. You hear like a very soft sort of weeping sound for a moment, and then a loud sniff.
Do I have a direction?
Yeah, it's from the back alcove.
Okay. There are like nuns and sisters that are here as well, right?
Yeah, they bunk separately, but they are here. Yeah.
And they will use the kitchen. They're not like not allowed in this area. They're also people that would be working in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. So as I'm going down towards that sound, not like walking straight towards it, but just kind of like walking, taking a view of what foods I'm walking past to know what is here if I haven't gone into this part of the larder yet. To be able to know, like, I don't know what we're making for breakfast, but there might be something on my way there that I'm like, oh yeah, we can use that. And generally, just trying to be, yeah, as once I'm out of sight of the stairs, and I'm kind of like taking in what I'm walking past, and then like about, I don't know, halfway, 3/4 of the way to that that back area with the cell door, I will cast disguise self, and I will look like a young sister nun, but just someone with different facial features, distinctly different facial features than myself. Let's say look like uh, what's Sleuth's Idol,
Idle.
because Idol's like my age, right?
She's like 15.
There's 15-year-olds that are here, right? We joined the church early.
Yeah, they wouldn't be nuns at that point. They'd still be like the equivalent to like a novice. I don't know what the equivalent would be if you're a nun, but
Okay, Agatha. Agatha's my age.
okay. You disguise
Sorry, guys.
yourself as
I gotta,
Agatha the nun.
I gotta cut out early.
All right.
Yep.
Have a good one, mister.
Yep, I disguise myself as Agatha, but looking like a nun.
Okay.
And then I will, on my way, I will pick up something from the shelves that is relevant to the food that we're making for breakfast, so that I have it in my hand, and I will go to that back door. On my entire way, still listening to see if anyone's walking down the stairs or if I hear anything.
Okay. Quickly, make an investigation check to find something that could feasibly actually work with your current meal. Yeah, you pick something up, but it's it's a stretch.
Okay.
All right, so you make your way back there to the cell.
Yeah, and it's not like a bar. Like the entire door is solid. Right?
It's a solid door with a like an open window. By the way, it's very dark back here. Do you have dark vision or anything?
I do not have dark vision yet.
Okay. There is very little light back here. There is a little window in the larder. It's tiny, but it is positioned far away, but like at a proper angle that you can kind of see the front of the door, just a tiny bit.
Okay, that's fine. I will cast light, the cantrip. Once I'm all the way at that
Okay.
door, I will cast light, the cantrip, on my let's say my finger. I don't know. Make it look like a flashlight. Be able to read.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go up to that door and put my finger into the kind of like, not fully like reaching my hand in, but just kind of like putting it so that I can use the light to look into the cell. And I will do that and then look in, assuming that the light will notify the person to look up and at the light.
Okay. Yeah, there's a monk in there, and he has his hood down. He looks up at you when you cast the.
And what does he look like?
All right. Let's see if you get lucky. I guess that'll do. This is not like a nat 20, but what can I say? I'm a generous god. Yeah. So this guy looks a little bit like this like this guy. He looks vaguely like he could be that dead guy.
Ted.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will say, Brother Ted.
He looks up, giving you his attention, but does not speak. He looks a bit confused, but gives a soft smile.
Okay. Wasn't really prepared for this, and obviously that's the whole point. So I will just pull my finger out, turn off the light cantrip, and walk away. And then once I'm a little bit away, drop disguise self and go back to the area that the other monk needed me to go to pick up what he was looking for, and then recast light on my finger so that I can actually see what I'm picking up and pick up the right thing, and then walk back up the stairs, turn off light, and go back to the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you did all that pretty quickly, so you didn't do anything that would really put you at risk for time. You managed to get up there and hustle breakfast up without too much trouble.
Great.
Yep.
That's it. That I'll continue breakfast.
Okay.
Nothing else that I'm really going to do.
All right. Well, I think the group is fetching you, right? So probably about lunchtime, about the time you're finishing lunch prep, they're probably going to come and collect you. So unless you were doing something nefarious stuff during lunch prep. I think that's probably where the party meets.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything nefarious.
Okay, so yeah, one of the monks will inform you that your friends are here. They're outside.
Okay. I will see if I can hand off whatever responsibility I'm currently doing, if that needs to be continued
Yeah,
to someone else, if it's just
They
like
thank
picking
you
weeds.
for your effort.
Yeah.
And, another monk steps in to finish what you had already done most of.
Great, and I will go meet my friends outside. I don't know
Great.
who's there.
I'm more than likely rounding up all the fellows. I'm not sure how many fellows would be with us by now, but yeah.
I don't know where you started, but I assume you're all going to go back to the bar. So why don't we just assume everyone makes it back to the bar?
Sure.
Okay. Well, on the 3-hour walk back, I will tell Agatha that I did get eyes on and was able to confirm that Ted is alive and he is a monk, and it looks like he has taken a vow of silence. I saw his face and I said his name, and he responded with a look of acknowledgement that his name was called. So
You weren't able to communicate with him in any other way, right?
unfortunately, I could not spare the time to do so without becoming a little bit suspicious, and also there was not really um, much in the way of being able to ask and then have him answer any questions.
I gotcha.
But it is good to know that the church wasn't lying. Not that I ever believed that they weren't lying, that they were lying.
Changelings.
Yeah, changeling.
Oh yeah, we got more things to tell you.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
The changelings are in with the knife ears.
so you know about the elf that we killed that crossed the city wall, right?
Tried to cross the city wall?
Yeah.
Nope, I have no idea.
Shit, we gotta tell you everything. Oh yeah, also Sir Jacob and Sir Wolfland want us to meet together over there at Wolfland's house.
Okay.
Yeah, so I assume we get our bearings at the pub, drink a little bit, and then I'd suggest that we head on to Wolfland's house right about that. And while we're drinking, fill you and Emmy on everything.
Oh, I would assume that we're not talking about it at the pub. I would assume that we're probably talking about it on the road, where there's
Yeah,
no one.
that works. That works better, actually. Good point.
Okay. Is there anything that Meta needs to know? That Emmy would have been filled in on?
Who is Meta?
It very much depends on how much Gilbert told you, I think.
Do you know about the whale? Do you know about the changeling?
I don't know. I just know that there was that Revert and Wilfred followed a hooded person into the forest.
No, Rubber put an alarm spell on the gate. It went off. He saw a hooded figure talking with the guards at 3 in the morning. They let the person through. I pursued over the
What
wall
the?
to follow the hooded figure, and everyone else stayed at the house to keep a watch on the door, to the town.
So,
I snuck into the woods and witnessed hooded figure meet with an elf. I could not hear what they said, but they had a conversation. The elf went to the northwest. The hooded figure went back onto the road and into town. After they had passed the guards, Revert pursued the hooded figure, who he discovered to be a changeling. Meanwhile, I pursued the elf northwest, and upon climbing a tree, I saw the elf climb down a well.
Okay, and where did
Revert
the killing?
Revert then pursued the changeling through the town, slaying at the end of a enjoyable chase.
Okay, and this was an attempt to kill.
I don't know. Ask Under if he was attempting to kill.
He tried to put her to sleep, do it non-lethally, and when the changeling resisted and brandished a sword, almost killing him. You should have seen that sword attack. That was left a nasty mark. I'm not sure if he's still fully recovered. But yeah, after that, he defended himself.
Okay. Well, if he was by himself and there was no way to do a non-lethal like melee attack or something to knock him out, then I guess that's the way it is.
Yeah.
What, you thought I was going to spend my D inspiration dice on a changeling? Fuck that. Elves are bust, man.
Were you able to talk to the guards to see what the hooded figure told
It's actually a good point.
We haven't really gotten around to it. We've been taking care of some rest day stuff and informing people.
Yeah, the bailiff's in on this.
Memory is fickle. So we should probably go talk to those guards. Since
memory might be fickle, but creepy people you meet at 3 a.m, that tends to stick with you.
Yeah, but it's not going to stick with them for long. So we need to go find who those guards were and talk to them, and also not regret not talking to the guards like we did last time.
When did we regret talking? We have never regretted
when we didn't resurrect the guard and we resurrected someone who isn't going to talk to us anymore.
That's completely different.
Whatever, let's just go talk to the guard.
We could just send Agatha to talk to the bailiff to get those two guards into like bailiff house.
That makes a lot more sense to me. I was about to suggest that.
Okay. Do you want anyone to go with you, or do you want to?
It doesn't matter to me. Not expecting to get in a scuffle about this.
Well, where is everyone else going?
I presume to Sir Jacobs and Sir Wolfland's.
I mean, Wilfred was gonna go and pick up some groceries from the grocery.
Is that code for something?
You know, the one just outside of town with the well.
Exactly. You know, I've decided to try this new grocer. I've heard only good things.
Okay, well, if you're gonna go there, then we probably more than just one person doing that.
When I say that, I quite literally mean I'm going to the grocers and I'm buying groceries, and those other houses are like stores. I'm gonna go there too. I'm being a normal person. I'm just looking while I do it.
Oh, I thought you meant like you're going to the well and the well is your new grocer.
Oh no, like the well is gonna get inspected, but I'm not gonna inspect it in broad daylight.
Right. Okay.
River, I'm not sure if I told you this, but the nobles would like to know a description of the changeling that was taken care of. They have logs of most changelings in town that are known. Might give them more information, pick up a clue.
Yeah, and also if you killed them, then you should know what their base looks like and not what one of their shifted forms look like.
Right. I totally wouldn't kill someone without being able to make identification of them first.
I'm not sure if that's sarcastic or not.
Uh-huh.
Whatever happened to that body anyway?
Jelly.
Bowl of pudding?
Did
Oh,
River
what
tell me that?
happens.
Nope.
Does Agatha know changelings turn into pudding when they die?
Revert made no mention of the fact that he liquefied the body and then prestidigitated it away.
Yeah.
How long have you been a guard for, Agatha?
How old am I? Let's see. 17 years. When would the earliest be?
Probably you might have walked the walls a handful of times at 15, but you probably couldn't have started before 16. So maybe
Probably
a year.
Yeah.
Okay. In only a year, you probably haven't seen a changeling execution. So
Yeah. Sounds about right to me.
Is it
Yeah,
common
so you would know.
knowledge, though?
I mean, people stay on like the down low. The government keeps tabs on those folks, but they're not trying to get them burned out of house and home either.
So what I'm hearing is we're splitting up into 3 groups. Agatha goes, talks to the bailiff. Wilfred goes grocery shopping, and everyone else goes to Sir Jacob and Sir Will.
I don't really have anything to add to the Sir Jacob and Wilfred bit, so I might as well go shopping with Wilfred. Might be able to at least help him find something.
So you want
Of course,
just
15-year-old wants to go shop.
so you just want the gnome and the cleric who wasn't here and doesn't have firsthand knowledge of this to go to the 2 knights.
I mean, I don't have firsthand knowledge of any of this either, so
You
yeah,
do have
why would I?
information they seek.
None that
No, I'm
anybody
talking
else
to Meta.
has.
So, yeah, where's everybody doing?
My plan is to go to not Sir. I don't even know if I caught the bailiff's name, but I'm going to go to the bailiff and ask for a couple of guards that were guarding the southern gate. And
The bailiff's name is Carl Fritzmund.
Carl Fritzman.
Carl.
Carl, that kills people.
Would it be appropriate to call him Sir Carl? What would be the
He's-
appropriate thing at the age?
He's not a sir, but just calling him sir is fine. Don't call him Sir Carl.
Okay, sir.
So you head over to the bailiff's house. Everybody else heads over to. Okay, so those of you going to the grocer, that's Idle and Wilfred. We'll take care of you probably in a minute. Okay, so yeah. Agatha, you make it to the bailiff's house. The bailiff is not home.
Well, where's his station?
I mean, he works out of his house. It's right by the wall. There's like a guard post right next to it. He works out of his house.
Then I'll go there.
You're at his house and he's not here.
Oh, I thought you said out of his house.
Yeah, he's not at his house. He works like out of, as in from home.
His home
Okay,
is
that had me confused for a moment, but now I understand. Okay. Well, the bailiff was around whenever Sir Jacob and Sir Wolflin were discussing things. Perhaps Sir Jacob and Sir Wolflin arranged to have the bailiff come over. But first, I'll go and talk to a couple of guards, see if I can ascertain a location of.
While you're
Car.
confirming that, the rest of the party is invited in, and they discover that the bailiff is there with Sir Wolflin and Sir.
Indeed.
So, would you guys like to say anything to these three?
I'll let Agatha go first.
Yeah, so you get invited in, and the two of them are still sort of sitting around in the reading room.
Yeah, it just.
Spectre, would you like to hop in? I can make some bullshit up so you can hop into the game.
I've been sitting here looking at the character I built, and I'm realizing more that it may not just end up working very well. So I'm like debating whether or not to like start from scratch.
Okay. Well, I don't care what you do. Just let me know. You can play and then make a new character later. It's not a big.
Okay, can you?
What about Lizard?
No, he's not allowed. He's stinky.
Okay.
Oh, his character is trying to catch up to us, but unfortunately he uses a walker, so he never quite reaches us.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Lizard. Lizard hasn't discussed anything with me. If he's got a character, he's welcome to play.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
hopping off for the night, guys. So you have some fun, all right, mad lads?
Yeah, have a good one.
okay.
Have a good
Yeah.
night.
See ya.
Kill all of the elves.
Oh, we
That is it.
will.
Death to knife ears.
So I stabbed him 17 times in the chest.
Okay, so moving on. What's
Carl.
what are we doing?
Yeah, it came to my attention that Drob's figure and the elf were talking together, right? The robed figure was allowed in and out, and then back in. City gates at the southern wall. It'd be good to be able to talk to those guards that were stationed there to get the description down.
And this was last night?
Yeah.
Should be pretty fresh in the memory.
Well, you would be pretty late to this meeting, but presumably it's not more than 10 minutes, and you guys probably got dicked around for a few minutes, so who cares? Yeah. All right. So the bailiff will answer you and say that would be, I believe the man's name is Clint. You should be on duty again tonight if you'd like, or I could give you his home address.
I go and look to the nobles. Well, would knowing exactly who this changeling is change anything? Like how imminent is this information? Like,
Yeah, they're gonna look at each other and say, "Whoa, we won't know that till we've turned their house over, more like than not." If it turns out after looking around that somebody's actually missing and we search the premises, maybe we'll find something, maybe we won't. It's worth trying for sure.
yeah. Would it be possible to talk with Clint sooner?
The bailiff offered you his street address. It seems like there's no better time than the present, although it's not that long until dark.
Yeah, so he should be awake and all that. So
Also, I was able to get eyes on Ted. He is, in fact, a brother that has taken a what seems to be a vow of silence, and he is being housed at the monastery.
That's quite a bit of information. How'd you come about that?
Well, as you know, I am a woman in service of the church, and for the past week, while my associates have been killing elves and changelings in Sarkney, I went back and helped with the monastery, as I do from time to time. And as I was working in the kitchens, I was able to get a glimpse of him. It looked, as far as I could tell, like him. And when we were alone for just a moment, I mentioned his name, and he looked up with a look of acknowledgement, as in that I had called him by his name. So there wasn't really much time for me to interrogate him, and he definitely wasn't going to be speaking. But I was able to basically confirm that he is there.
Yeah, and Sir Wolfland's gonna mouth up and he's just saying, "There's fuck all we can do about it."
Yeah, even with my level of access into the church, there's really not much I can do, unless I'd somehow like kidnap him and take him out of the monastery, which would be very difficult. There are lots of gates and doors and walls to go through.
I think your future with the church would be dashed with that action. That's Sir Jacob says.
And that.
We would find it quite helpful, of course, but I would not ask that of you.
I'm going to go ahead and leave to see if I can get any information out of Clint. I'll see you guys later.
Of course.
I out of character. I am a trickery cleric, but I'm still a cleric.
So yeah, so you fill these guys in on the information, and you know, so Sir Wolflin is gonna stop and say, "Have you lot eaten?"
No.
No, I haven't had lunch.
There's gonna be just this appalled expression on Sir Wolflin's face when the gnome of all people is the first to speak up. But he's gonna compose himself, and he's gonna say, "I'll have one of the servants make something for you if you'll stay for dinner."
Thanks.
You could just see his eyebrow twitch.
I won't say anything, just to watch his reaction.
So yeah, he clears his throat. Goes, it's good work you've been doing. A lot of you. Yeah, Sir Jacob's gonna say, "Well, I need to head back. Thank you for your hospitality, Sir Wolflin. I will see you on the morrow. We have our work cut out for us." And yeah, then he's gonna get up, collect his things, and
Sleuth, are you asleep? You better not be asleep.
Wasn't Sleuth just here? Didn't he just say something?
Sleuth, wake the fuck up.
You
We're
mother
going grocery
ducker.
shopping. We're going back to work, Sleuth.
Wake the fuck up, samurai.
Oof. I just imagine Idol just like sleepily walking and falling asleep.
Yeah, narcoleptic idol. All right. So, what's everybody else doing? I guess, so a few minutes pass, and one of the servants waves you guys over to the dining room. And yeah, you're all fed. Sir Wolfland does not join you.
Cool.
I'd like to be talking to Clint as soon as possible.
Yep. So you make it to Clint's house. Um, it's not actually very far from your house.
Can the door handle knocking?
Can the door handle knocking?
Yes,
Yes.
I knock.
Okay. You knock on the door.
The door falls in.
Rocks
A man,
fall.
a man opens the door. He is chewing on some what smells and looks like beef jerky.
Nice.
This is after lunch. We're all there.
No. Only Agatha went. This is while the rest of you are eating. And this is it's dinner time. It's an early dinner.
Clint, right?
You say, yeah.
Yeah, the sir, Carl, that is, wanted me to ask in his stead, a bit busy with some nobles apparently, about, in your shift, there was a robed figure that went to and fro the southern city gates. Could you describe to me what this,
Northern.
lady
I
looked
work the
like?
north gate. The south gate, that'll be um I don't know, fucking insert random name. That'll be Fred. He's about 3 houses down.
Hey, Jared, that was a misspeak on me.
I
don't know
know.
why I thought that was a... Yeah, I'll go ahead and clarify. I actually meant shit the northern gate.
Oh, yeah, I work the north gate. What there's a figure?
A robed figure that was a female wandered in to and fro.
So there's a lady at the gate. I don't remember a lady at the gate.
It's a robed figure. Does that sound familiar to you? Talked to you apparently for a little bit.
Talk to me. I didn't talk to anybody last night.
AGR, I'm not sure if I'm misremembering things or if he's lying. Am I misremembering things?
I mean, you didn't see him doing anything. You were not watching him.
No, but someone was.
That's
Nom
true.
nom
Someone
nom
was
nom nom
watching
nom nom.
him.
Shopping,
That's true.
shopping.
Nom 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 nom.
Well, I'm gonna squint my eyes. I'm gonna roll an insight because I don't know.
Okay.
Clever
Fair enough.
enough.
Okay. You know, it's tough to say. Maybe you're mistaken, but you don't really think so. You're pretty sure your information, like you know Revert's he's one to fuck around and pull your chain, but this was
No.
important, so he's probably
Yeah, I don't believe this fella talking to me. Yeah, the bailiff's very busy with some nobles, but that person is very important, and not providing information may or may not be bad.
roll intimidation with advantage.
Shit.
All right, man. all right, lady. But look, I gotta start my shift soon, so I'm gonna go get ready. You have a good one with your lady in her robe or whatever. And he's gonna close the door.
All right. Well, Carl did give you a chance. I'll head off.
All right.
Carl.
Well, I'm gonna head back if there's enough time for me to head back to Wolfland's house. See if I can catch the bailiff on the way out if he already left.
Yeah, you're walking up there, and yeah, the bailiff is he's like standing right outside of Sir Wolfland's house, like just 40 or 50 feet down the road.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Clint was at all compliant.
Oh, is that
Once-
a fact? Well,
yeah.
let's go talk to him again.
Yep. He's making close the door saying he's got to get ready for his shift. Yeah. So let's do that.
So are we all done eating at this point when he comes back and says this?
He would have walked out, like he didn't stay, but you would see him, like see it, like you would see those two outside about halfway through your meal.
You know, it might actually be important to grab the person that actually saw this all happen. Let me do that. I'll go and start running up to Wolfen's house.
All right.
And because I don't remember who was who and who saw what, I grabbed both Wolfred and Revert, describing the whole thing with Clint. I forget which one was relevant. Who saw what?
All right.
I'm not in town.
Yeah, he's not in town. He's out at the grocery.
And
Although
yeah,
he's
and I'll
probably
be like, yeah, well,
getting back
only one guard actually talked to her.
Yeah.
There were 2 guards at the gate.
Oh, so you saw it. Very good. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking to this guard. Be nice to have someone that actually saw this happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Very good.
So how
All
much
right.
is like Wolfram like just cringing at the fact that like, the gnome is now going with him?
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you haven't seen Sir Wolfland. Well, I mean, you don't know is like because your perception is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
He's just peering. He's peering out through the curtains in his house, just shaking his fist.
Tinkelberg.
I assume that once Revert leaves, it's just Idle and Emmy at the table.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let
No.
those fuckers go do whatever they want. I'm hungry.
All right. So, yeah, you guys walk your way over to what's his name's house? Old
Clint's.
Clint's house.
Clint Barton.
So on the way to Clint's house, ask the bailiff how much information. Actually, could you do the talking? I'm not sure what kind of information we're not allowed to let out. Probably all of it.
So he's gonna walk. The bailiff's gonna walk up to Clint's door, and as he starts to knock, Clint's gonna open the door and say, "Oh, sir." The bailiff's gonna say, "So, who'd you let into town last night?" And he's gonna say, "Sir," and bailiff's gonna say, "Who did you let into town last night?" And then Clint's gonna say, "No one, sir."
looking at him, is this the guy that was sleeping or the guy that was interacting with the cloaked person?
Make a perception check.
Ah, shit. Little did we know. That wasn't a real guard.
Can I not tell?
I mean, they're both in uniform. They look the same to you. These
All right,
two
I'll tell him straight up. Well, Mr. Bailiff, one of the guards is asleep, and the other guard was the one doing all the work.
Wait, one of the guards?
Yeah, there were 2 guards at the north gate. One was asleep, one was manning the door. I don't know which
Well,
one is which.
I only stationed one man up there.
Huh.
The other 2 were all drugged up, and one of those boys is supposed to man the. I told him to stay home. I wasn't planning on bringing him back. I'll be honest.
I don't know. Maybe one of them felt bad and decided to help old what's his name again? Out on guard duty.
Clint.
Point is, I saw 2 guards last night. One of which allowed the cloaked person to leave and then come back at around 3 in the morning. There was some brief conversation. I couldn't hear it.
Shit.
Clint, could you please come with me? And yeah, so the bailiff is going to cuff Clint and say we're gonna have to find someone else for your shift tonight. It sounds like. And he's gonna haul him off. You guys can follow him. He takes him all the way back to the bailiff's house and locks him in the drunk tank. So he says to Clint, "Till we get this sorted out, you're staying here. I'm real short-handed now, so don't make any problems, please." And yeah, he's gonna walk back out and tell you guys, look, uh, there's nobody for the north gate tonight. All right, I got nobody. So, Agatha, you're on point. I don't have anything else to do with it.
I'll ask them. Is there no reason we can't just close the north gate and direct everyone to the south gate?
I mean, we keep the gates closed at night, but you really have to have somebody there in case there's an emergency. Somebody's being slaughtered right outside or something, you know.
I'd love to, but the nobles wanted us. Well, Sir Jacob wanted me to, not just me, but for all of us to investigate that. That we saw the.
Well, there's quite a number of you. I think you'll probably all manage.
Well. Yeah. Alrighty then.
I'm sure the cleric could manage it.
Oh, this is my responsibility. I'll take care of the north gate, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll.
If you'd
care
like
of
to
it.
check on those, two two idiots that were supposed to be working, they bunk at the guardhouse. They don't. Neither of them are well off, shall we say?
Ah, I see. Well, it wouldn't hurt to question them. You wouldn't mind right before I start the shift, right?
By all means, just don't take too long.
Yes, sir. Well, Reverend, I guess we might be able to make it tonight, whatever you guys are doing. Wish you well. I'll be there up north.
Okay. If you hear any loud explosions, it's probably us. And then Reverend walks away.
Please do be safe.
AGR?
Yeah. Your
Would
trip to
enough
the
time-
grocery store was lovely, by the way. You met the grocer. He was a nice man. He had a teenage son who also was helping around the shop, and his wife was lovely, and they helped you pick out some fresh things, and it was a wonderful, heartwarming experience.
Well, I know where I'm getting my groceries from. Would enough time have passed for me to be able to expend hit die?
I don't think so yet. I don't want to do math, so I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
But okay. So, but yeah, by this point you probably make it to the gate. Uh, Nobody is manning the gate to let you in.
Is that the northern gate?
And it's all close. Shit.
Okay, so yeah. So you guys go into the guardhouse. What do you do?
I'm gonna quickly ask questions. Any of you two man the gate with Clint last night?
You like you go to the guardhouse and they're not in the guardhouse. Like they're not upstairs in the bunks. So you're not really sure where they are. They might be
Not-
around here somewhere.
I can't waste time with that. I'm gonna go ahead and man the gate.
Okay.
Oh, were there any other guards though? I'll ask around if possible.
I
That'll
mean,
be fine.
there were guards. Most of them were sleeping.
No, I'm not gonna bother them. I'll man the north gate.
Okay. So
This
you go to
whole
the north
time,
gate.
this whole time I'm locked out, I'm gonna be holding on to Idol's unconscious body and just pounding on the door.
All right. I'm not.
Assuming Idol's narcoleptic.
I'm trying to
still.
get a picture of the gates. Can you describe it to me again, AGR?
Okay. So it's a big old gatehouse. It's got a portcullis gate, which is just an iron gate that can be lifted. It opens up and down, and it's got a wooden set of double doors on the inside of that. The portcullis gate is shut, as is the wooden gate and the little wooden door built into the wooden gate. The wooden gate is just a pair of giant double doors, and inside of the left-hand giant double door, from inside, is another small single reinforced door.
Okay. I'm not familiar, out of character with the duties of a medieval guard and proper protocol, but I would like to follow that.
Okay, well, if you're manning the gate, there's nobody to help you, so it's going to be a real pain in the ass to winch up the portcullis, but you do it, and you can let your friend in. You can let your other friends out. As long as there's somebody manning it, you can leave that portcullis open and just let people in and out through that smaller door. The big door is for like carts and stuff, and you wouldn't open that at all at night. That's an actual, like, that's going to get you into trouble, because why would you do that unless you're going to let like an enemy army in? Basically, it's
Okay.
real frowned upon.
Yeah, they're separate openings. One big,
Yeah.
one small. Okay, I
Yeah.
got you now. I got you. Okay.
As I walk in, I'm gonna be grumbling under my breath about what do I pay my taxes for if the gates aren't open.
Yeah, the fellow that was supposed to man this gate is arrested. He's been arrested. I'm here
What about
in
the
his
second
place.
guy?
That probably was an imposter.
Fun
Yeah.
times.
Well, I can help do the gate.
I'm fine. I got strength of 14. I can handle this. I'm familiar with the duties as a guard. I can do this. But if you want to help, if you're still insisting, I just want to let you know I'm okay. You don't have to do it out of obligation or anything.
Yeah, I know. I just, like, What the rest of the party's gonna go to the well? Is that what's happening?
Probably they're going to need all the help they can get.
Well, it's not dark yet, right?
It is just now dark as of like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, well, I will be here with you until they leave. If they're leaving now, then I guess I'll go now. But if Reverend or Wilfred have something to do in town, then I will be here with you to help with the.
Okay, sure. I don't mind. Thanks.
Fucking sleuth.
I considered him muting him like 20 minutes ago, but this is just hilarious. So
Yeah.
I also
What?
changed his name, but it's not updating on Discord for some reason.
Yeah, it's there.
Sleuth.
It's not showing up
That's
for mine.
Sleuth.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I mean, I plan on going to scope out the well.
Yeah. Who's going with that?
Well, I'm gonna go when you leave. I don't know if you're leaving now.
Yeah, Wilfred's going now.
You Revert?
Sure.
Okay, and I guess Idle will be the sleeping guard. Unless we want to consider Idle with us
I-
at the well.
I How about this? We say that we have Idle passed out in the bushes near the well, if I can sneak out. Because,
Sure, whatever.
I mean, do we really want to leave an unconscious person guarding the gate?
I mean, I'm going to be here whether or not she's here.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, I just
How
don't
about
know.
how about then if how about then if Sleuth wakes up, we'll just let Sleuth decide where Idle is.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. Now, I personally recommend that we scroll pick up that map again. I'm thinking we should approach it from several angles. I can come in through the woods, scope out the well itself, and then I'd like to climb in to investigate.
How stealthy are you?
Extremely. I believe it would be best if we have the party members that do come keep a watch on the general area surrounding it. You know, send in one person to scout initially. You guys watch the surface, and then if it's clear, I'll summon you guys in.
And how will you message us?
I will physically come out.
Okay. And how much time should we wait?
20?
So after 20 minutes, if you haven't come back out, we're going in.
Yeah.
AGR, I know Miss Idell is not available at the moment, but I'm not in characters because Miss Idell's a narcoleptic.
We're just goofing around. Don't worry about
I know,
Idle.
because I would have asked Idol for anything to help me stay awake.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ironic asking a narcoleptic, hey, do you have anything to keep me awake? Oh yeah, there's a
Okay. So
yeah,
the rest of you wander to the well. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, Idle has the message cantrip, but
messaging them Z's.
All right.
So, what I'm thinking is, at least the way I'm going to approach, is that corner where the main street and the side street intersect, going through the woods at that point until I can get to the same tree I was at to look at the well.
All right. So you trek through the woods to get to the well.
Yes, stealthily.
All right. Everybody who's going with you make stealth roll.
Can I keep this gate lit up? I want vision. I think that's standard, right?
Yeah, there's like braziers you can light, but there's not like it's not perfect, but you can light it up. Yeah. You also have there's like lanterns. You would
I will blessing of the trickster on Rever.
Okay.
If Revert's here.
Yeah, I'm here. What are we doing?
You have to roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Well,
with advantage.
What I'm effectively thinking is I'll head to the trees to look down the well and then climb in itself. While you guys keep watch. If it's all good, I'll signal you from the well to come in.
Okay. All right.
I think 20 minutes is a little long.
Fair enough. Let's call it 5.
Okay.
Also, fist means good. Palm, wait.
Okay.
Sure.
And screaming means help.
If I am screaming, that means shit's hit the fan, and it might not even be best to help. But if you want to, sure.
Yeah, we're gonna go help.
All right. Just what are you doing?
Into the woods. Climbing a tree.
Did someone say?
I swear to God, if you start fucking singing.
Well, don't do it.
All right. So are we relatively sneaky as we sneak through the woods?
Where are those famous
you
words?
you seem to not have been noticed by the 0 people out here at this time of evening.
Well,
Into the woods.
Okay, so yeah, you make it through the woods. Those of you that are not going to the well, you're all at the edge of the woods, and yeah. So Wilfred, you can get right up to the well if that's where you're going. Very very sneaky, very sneaky. It's very nice.
Excellent.
Do we want to cut it here? I feel like this is a good time to cut it.
That's up to you guys.
I'm okay either way.
Yeah, we can leave it here. People need to go.
I'm just guarding anyway. I don't need to, but I would like to hop off a bit early.
You certainly may. I don't think there's any problem with that, unless you wanted to like disobey orders and run over there and help. Yeah.
No.
Throw the gate open.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Let the elves in. We surrender the city.
You're welcome to just leave the unconscious person there and dress them up in your armor, and you'll probably get away with it.
No. I'm not taking any chances.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, have a good one. If everyone else wants to stop, we can stop here. We can keep going.
I mean, I'd like to keep going. Do you guys want to keep going?
Yeah, I think it'd be good to call it here.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay either way.
Thus as Wilfred peers over the edge of the well, the to be continued thing pops up on the screen, and all the kids sigh and annoy.
No, there's like
crossbow bolts are fired up from
there's like
then to be continued. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Me pops up.
Yeah, there's a brief, like quarter second like clip of something moving in the bottom of the well, and then it's just to be continued.
All right.
Find out
Well,
next
I
Monday,
don't have to
same
use.
time, same
I,
channel.
I keep thinking you guys are gonna make it all the way to the end of the week, and you just find content that you could be doing to stretch the time out. I'm glad I mapped out this well. I wasn't sure if anybody was gonna like go down here, but
AGR, you gave a rogue an opportunity to tail someone. I mean, come on.
You're a rogue?
Yeah, Wilfred's a
Yeah,
rogue.
pure rogue now.
so I'm gonna reiterate
Oh.
this. I'm gonna reiterate this one more time. One more time. I let people do this. I have expressed it a couple of times now. I would rather, if anybody has any problems with their character, they take this time before we go any further to fix it, because you're already level 2, and I don't want anybody deciding I don't like this class later on. I would like the people like to fix things now, because you're not going to get to fix it later, and I don't want you to have to like re-roll and lose the character who's got backstory. You know?
Actually, can I change to a great old one, Warlock?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be awkward.
Woohoo! Church assault is on.
Can I swap out for an elf? You know, I'll just have Wilfred hop down the well, kill my own character, and then replace him.
Well, that you can do, but that's
We kind of have this
it's-
thing right now where we're kind of KOS on elves. It might not be a good idea.
Yeah.
That's why it's an elven warlock.
I
Yeah,
think we
no.
could take you.
I don't know, man. I feel like you're fine if you go in as an elf and then just make sure you introduce yourself to the party during the day, and you know, just like throw it in there. Just like try to time it real well. Be like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, I'm secretly an elf, but keep it on the down low.
Yeah. Emmy
Everyone stares.
would immediately pull an arrow out of the quiver, knock it, and then shoot. Like,
Then
not
you
even
then you find out the character was not actually an elf, but was just fucking with you.
like I wouldn't shoot for the chest. I wouldn't shoot for like the head or something.
Yeah.
There's no way to non-lethal
the
ranged
arrow
attack, unfortunately.
sinks into the throat of Wilfred's replacement character. The top half falls over, leaving the second of the halfling twins shocked and horrified.
Yeah, that's see, I have healing magic now, so I can shoot you and then pick you back up from 0 hit points, and then knock you out, and go in and knock you out with a punch.
Why would you shoot the 2 halfling twins, Gilbert and Dilbert?
Are you gonna fucking name your character again?